child in Valorant has heard the tale before about the cursed mummy boy who felt his heart no more. So sad and lorn, the helpless lad, Amumu was his name. He ventured out to find a friend and learn about his bane. For many years, young Amumu traveled through the lands, determined to make friends if only they would understand. But even when Amumu stood upon the ledge of home, his hope would disappoint him and he would remain alone. But then the curse began to whisper in his ear. It would confirm what was Amumu's biggest fear. It pledged that never shall someone become his friend. It pledged that he shall be alone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the, I'm going to call it the dessert before dinner edition of the Tilt Champions League playoffs. We are semifinal 1, and it is dessert before dinner because this semifinal is being played before the quarterfinals have even finished. I am Jaws, happy to be back on the desk after watching some incredible duos hold down the fort during the regular season. And alongside me, we have the glorious dictator, third of his name, herniator of discs, and the true blue QER himself, finally getting to cast with him, Mr. Abarn, or should I say Supreme Chancellor Abarn. Welcome to the cast. You are muted. Good start.
Yeah, great start already. Dude, I've been running production for so long, I forgot how to even do this. You guys are all welcome tonight to the Crippled cast. We've got my man Jaws here with the torn meniscus, finding his way through life now.
You got to give me a little more. Torn ACL. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. I mixed up the two.
Yeah, Rudy and I are balling with the catastrophic injuries over here.
I herniated a disc. I have a pinched sciatic nerve. I am dying, but there's literally nothing that could stop us tonight from showing up to this awesome semifinal game between D&T and TDP. We're going to be getting into Champ Select soon, but I got to say, we've got a really interesting story between these two teams. We've got DNT, who, living up to their name of definitely not trying, they definitely have put more of a kind of lazy play towards the way they've come after the season, and yet they're the second seed. They've done well. They've seen the results. And we've got the Dog Pound, who, while they've kind of gone through some trials and tribulations, they're clearly locked in right now. How do you see this going tonight?
I mean, they're so locked in. They're like, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? They just want to jump right into Champions Select. Yeah, and here we go, right into Champions Select.
In.
I mean, we were talking about it before before things started out, that the mid lane matchup is going to be where everything is going to be, and then also looking into the top lane is like, what will Autopsy do, as we're about to see the first bans dropping.
Yeah, we've got the Kindred ban. This has been interesting, and pretty much every team, like the way that people look at Bunny is they're like, okay, take him off Kindred, and he's way more useless than any other champion. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that. All I'm saying is that's the way that people see it. And so if you've watched any of these different like matches that they've played, it's always a Kindred ban first, no matter what. We know that we need to see an Echo. That's just an absolute must. That's not even a question.
Thank God.
Yeah, we know that. In fact, we watched the last series where like the Echo was not banned, and unfortunately, our producer droid was on that team. Sorry, rest in peace. But yeah, Echo wasn't banned 2 of those games, and those were lost because he popped off on Echo. It's pretty easy to see. So like, I don't know. The game plan actually is a little bit easy, not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's simple. It's definitely simple, but not easy, as we see. Yeah, Kindred being banned out from Bunny Remix, the Echo and the Syndra ban pointed directly at I'll Take Mid, and then on the other side, straight jungle bans. I mean, you can always say that a Mumu could be a support. Um, but definitely Swordmaster, the master, right? The master rank. His J4 has been absolutely nasty. And there's the Zac. So 3 bans directed at Swordmaster.
Wow.
And what I'm curious to see is, are they going to also ban the Lilia and force Bunny to dig deeper into his pool? We saw the Shyvana. I think we've seen Shyvana. We've seen Kayn. We've seen a couple of different options. As the Senna is grabbed for for the IREP Calbert lane. We've definitely seen a lot of, I think last season you had IREP on your team, and the Senna lanes were a pretty deep staple since IREP plays a really nasty Scion and a couple of different options in partnership with the Senna and Calbert, happy to facilitate, take a little bit of a backseat to Sandy and Sword, and potentially Autopsy bringing the deeps, as we see the Scion being hovered potentially as a takeaway. Great takeaway on the side of the dog pound, because that's what I was expecting to see. The Senna, they're going to grab the Scion right away.
So what's your opinion on the Syndra ban? That was the only thing that I found to be a little bit weird.
I don't know, man. What do you think? Leona, huh? I wonder who's going to pick that one up. That's going to be Rudy. I don't know. Like, there's like, what in terms of the mid lane matchup, I mean, you're a mid laner. What do you think they are trying to set Sandy up for, as we see Seraphine being grabbed? That's the Oh, interesting. Okay, Senna Seraphine. Yeah, that makes sense. And the cool thing is, IREP can play both. So this is Calbert and IREP have this weird, wacky like flex thing where each of them can play each role ish, and so like IREP can play Seraphine. Calbert can play Seraphine. IREP can play Senna, as we see the Urgot.
There's the Urgot.
But yeah, what if you're banning the Senna? What are they looking, or the Syndra? What are they looking to get away, as we see the Varus being locked in?
So the thing I don't understand is that if you're Sandy, you want him to play Syndra. You want I'll Take Mid on the things that like he wants to play some really annoying assassin and prevent you from scaling. We know the way Sandy likes to play, so as long as he doesn't die. And by the way, they played week 4. Sandy played the Cassio, you might remember, and he died like 4 times in lane, right? So it's an effective strategy. Like the Syndra actually works great. He plays the Vigar, he plays the Azir, he plays Corki, he plays pretty much everything that looks like that. Like he wants something that's like a mage. And like my concern now is that I'll Take Mid just plays Diana. And if you get in a mobile mage mid and you dive into a that's a smart ban. Yeah.
one would play well. What we saw in the adaptation we saw in the last quarter was I'll Take Mid grabbed his pick before the second wave of bans, as we say. Veigar and Vi banned out, another Swordmaster banned, and then we saw Veigar. I think I'll Take Mid. Either I'll Take Mid or I think TJ ran the Veigar last time, as we see the Sylas as well. So definite target bans for specific pieces, but I'm kind of surprised they banned the Veigar, although TJ looked pretty nasty on. I think he got to 1,000 AP late into that game. So yeah.
Well, the ban here, I don't like. The thing is that Vigar in game 3 from TJ was something they were doing kind of just for fun. Like the thing is Sandy Snake is like, he's known for playing seasons and seasons of Vigar. It fits really well into this team comp. One thing I want to point out, though, is the Tiny Rick tech right here, because Tiny Rick learned from TJ that against Urgot, if you just build Warden's Mail, which is the component that goes into like Frozen Heart, stuff like that, so it reduces every auto attack, which the Urgot W counts as the Purge. And so the tech is you just rush that item, and then Urgot can never do damage. And
I gotta stop you there. Now we know why he banned Syndra. The Aurelion Soul grab. Great grab by Sandy. Aurelion Soul. kind of a traffic cone for the first 9 levels, but once he turns on, he becomes terrifying. Want to call out the Lilia grab. I was actually curious to see if they were going to ban Lilia. They did not. Bunny remix on one of his top 2 champs, and we've got the Wukong going to be in the jungle as the Anivia hover. I don't think that's what it's going to be. Curious to see what the counter pick's going to be from I'll Take Mid.
Yeah, from this perspective, I think that I want to see a Fizz here, I think is kind of what my expectation. There's a potential Fizz. He might go back to one of his other assassins. No way he locks that Ziggs. It's impossible. I'm not willing to believe that's getting locked in. Galio!
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Let's go.
Wow,
I knew it.
Great call. Let's talk about this matchup and how miserable it is for Asol, because yikes.
Yeah, well, the thing is that like Fizz is actually particularly good as an assassin, because I will say I've played like a lot of Yone into Aurelion Sol. It's suspiciously annoying, because if you get into a position with the wave where you're constantly just pushing the wave into tower, Aurelion Sol actually loves that. Like Aurelion Sol just wants to sit there and farm waves with his E under tower. The thing about Fizz is that the unique thing that Aurelion Sol can do, which is like fly away from anything, even while he's taking damage, the ability for the Fizz ult to interrupt that thing is huge. So I say, like, in the realm of assassins that are really, really good into Aurelion Sol, Fizz is one of them, and that's why I wanted him to play that one in particular.
Yeah,
Like,
plus the mobility, right? He can get out of the vacuum. There's a lot of different things that he can do. I want to give a quick call out. I believe we are doing internet points, so if you would like to bet your internet points, we will be having the poll. Also, if any of you would like to share your glorious knowledge, please jump into Law 1. We'll pull you up, get your take. But yeah, talking more about the Fizz, Aurelion Sol, a lot of the other things that Aurelion Sol likes to do. He likes to vacuum people up. He likes to drag them in. He likes to do damage over time. Fizz is super mobile, can get out of those spaces of control that Aurelion Sol can create. Also, there's a lot of squishy targets on the side of Definitely Not Trying for the Fizz to blast, and then with Lilia being able to create the slowdown, that's an easy fish target. Varus can lock in. The pick potential on the side of the dog pound is pretty wild. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely Not Trying. Really like the comp. There is some serious snowball potential on the side of the dog pound. So I could go either way. I like both of these, and I mean this is what semifinal TCL should be looking like. Is both teams have a pretty solid draft. There's definitely some strengths and weaknesses, and it's going to really come down to who can do and who can hit their windows and get their carries rolling faster than the other.
So what's your take?
Oh no, that's your job. No, my job is to say vague platitudes, and then you sound smart.
Easy.
So.
I know my take. The thing about Definitely Not Trying is you've got a lot of people. It's kind of like the old people crew. They take a while to sort of catch up, but they're actually really sturdy. And so what my expectation here is that TDP comes out and just kind of punches them in the mouth. I think TDP takes game 1. I actually think that the series is going to be 3-1 DNT, but I do think it's going to take game 1 from TDP, and then it's going to be 3 in a row from Definitely Not Trying. That is my prediction.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked that they gave Bunny Lilia. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I really expected that. Like, I'm looking at some of the bans, and I think that all of them are valuable, right? Like, I think that I'll Take Mid looked really nasty on all 4 of those champions, and I think especially if Aurelion Sol, or if Sandy knew he was going to play the Aurelion Sol, taking away the Syndra, who can just like blow him up at level 6 with very little that he can do. I mean, but Fizz can do that too. It's just a bit of a harder skill shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. The scaling on Definitely Not Trying is absolutely insane. Between the Senna, Seraphine scales nicely. Aurelion Sol scales nicely. It's just, oh boy, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna agree with you. I think Dog Pound is looking really, really solid, and I think that they have the playmakers and they have the ability to snowball this kind of a game, and they have the insurance policy with the Varus scaling. And then the Scion beef wall, like that Scion's going to get 5,000 HP. Like Rick is the king. He is the absolute king of scaling. Like he's just weak side warrior. Just does not care. He's like, all right, guys, I'll see y'all in 30 minutes. I'll have 200 CS and 3 items. It's just
he's looked impressive. I got to give that to him. He's looked impressive.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, let us know. Feel free to spam in chat who you think is going to win. I believe do we have the betting open? Are we
We do.
degens at this
Yep,
point?
we do.
Excellent.
Yep, we're
Let us
good.
know if you agree or disagree with us. And yeah, I think both of us are calling Dog Pound to take game one just off the back of their. It's a lot of comfort, except for I'll take mid. But I'm assuming he knows how to play Fizz. I feel like
Oh yeah, he's a good
every
Fizz.
assassin player knows how to play Fizz. And then it's just everybody on the side of Dog Pound is on one of their most comfortable champions, and then there's just a lot of time that needs to go run down on the clock for definitely not trying. But
100%.
I don't know. We'll have to see as we see the 5-point lining up, and we are underway. Game one of semifinal one.
We're in, baby. This is the semifinal. Everyone is sitting here wondering who's going to get to go to finals, and it's one of those things where players actually get kind of nervous in these matches, right? It's easy to get a little bit nervous and to get scared about like what's going to happen here. And you watch a lot of these game ones where like people, you see the nerves, right? You see a lot of these folks go and like struggle to play the sorry, I'm having trouble casting because I'm sitting here listening to I'll Take Mid, who, by the way, anyone who's been watching this stream, he sits there and does the bait ping is so annoying, but you can't.
Well, he goes between three. He does the bait ping, he does the mastery spam, and then he does the thumbs up emote.
Yeah, he loves it. By the way, quick to our producer, if you press the U button, you can get rid of the playback button on the stream here. Yeah! Woo!
And then also, producer, if you get a chance, you give me a time check. I am at 1:39. All right, cool. We are on. All righty. Yeah, well, we are underway. The usual farm fest across the board. We see a bottom to top start for Swordmaster, and then a top to bottom for Bunny Remix. Looks like Bunny's going to want to get that, either get the Fizz rolling, early gank into the Fizz, or start working his way into that bottom lane. TJ on, something that we haven't really talked about is TJ's comfort level and his carry potential on the Varus. It's been mostly banned. We've seen it a couple of times, but when he gets it, he is just abusive. And then Rudy also on, they didn't ban the Rakan, and Rudy also opted towards the Fiona. Anyway, as we see I'll Take Mid, early days, beating the crap out of Sandy Stake. That's exactly how I expected that lane to go. And that's going to be missed. As we see a jump on from Rudy onto Ira. Ira flashing out, Ignite goes down. Calvert trying to buy block as much as he can, but the first blood is going to go down last hit from TJ, and just as we said with the Varus, that is why you do not want to see him on it. First blood, I'm not going to say solo cook because Rudy did some great work, just missing that secondary E.
Rudy with the huge engage in the bot lane. This guy was known, like, literally back in the day. People like would say, hey, this guy is the worst support TCL. And I'm just going to say that because I feel comfortable saying that, knowing how much he's improved. Him playing with TJ, the aggression is crazy. And we just saw that come out right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely the aggression. I played with him last season, and Rudy has never seen an engage he did not want to take, which I love. And the cool thing was watching him. Former TCL champion, right? Like he has won before. I believe he's on Blood's team when they won season 3. But yeah, his restraint, like watching him start to finish of last season, develop his restraint, and he really is the complete player. I'll take mid. I hate that troll pull. Yeah. No tower aggro, no problem, as we see a little bit of a farming the bot lane, and a freeze, it looks like, in the top side, or an attempted freeze from Autopsy, trying to starve out Microscopic Rick early. Comfort picks on both sides, but Autopsy has just been absolutely laying waste to games on that Urgot.
Production, can I get a check if the stream saw what just happened mid lane? Okay, the stream didn't see this. So mid lane, Aurelion Sol was backing under tower. Oh, we gotta play bot lane.
Yeah, Calvert's getting jumped on a little bit out of position. Has to flash out. Great flash over the wall. Did not quite the Uber flash, but he's able to get out no problem. But now 0 summoners on the side of the DNT bot lane, and I'm gonna expect either a repeat gank or TJ and Rudy to just keep doing what they're doing.
So really quickly though, mid lane, like everything has changed right now. I'll Take Mid. Aurelion Sol was backing under tower, and I'll Take Mid went and flash ignite went on him under tower, but the back had like less than a half a second left, and so he completed the back. So he used every single summoner spell trying to get the kill. That's gonna change this lane completely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I did see that because I think directed camera jumped to it because we're both
Yeah.
theater. But yeah, I was like, huh, that's weird. I wonder why he did that. And then I realized, oh, he was trying to all in him, and then yeah,
In the back,
was it half
yeah.
a second? Is it like second and a half or half a second? If you're
I've heard it's 0.25 seconds, but it always feels like longer. So you know, it feels like half a second for sure.
everything feels longer when you're playing League of Legends. I totally understand. But anyway, about 5 minutes in, we're actually seeing a very small gold lead on the side of the Dog Pound, looking across the board. Rick definitely falling behind, trying to kind of push this wave in the top side. I'll take mid, backing off, and Sandy doing a great job of withstanding the blows of I'll take mid, and as you mentioned, blowing all of his summer spells, trying to make things happen. But while that's going on, a dragon take for definitely not trying. Total prio in the mid lane, and this is looking like a great start from. This is exactly what they want. Dog Pound wanting to snowball the game snowball the game into the mid game, look for picks, and get this game out of control at the 25-minute mark. And definitely not doing a great job of slowing things down and making Dog Pound play at their pace.
Yeah, they really are. And this, again, the Aurelian Soul who took the tier, right? It's like if he gets out of lane and he hasn't died 3 times, they kind of just win the game. So, like, this is good, right? He's down 5 farm, but this is the way you want this early game to go if you're DNT. I don't want calmness, right?
Yeah, it's eerie. It's very eerie as we. Oh man, TJ. Oh TJ, that's just disgusting.
Oh,
he's
in.
Going in. Calvert getting stunned out, walking away. TJ with the fadeaway, getting another kill. That is another 2v2 kill. That is a 2-0 Varus. Perfect kill participation for Mr. Rudy. Excellent work so far. Yikes.
This bot lane is scary, and the farming. The farming Seraphine here, only with 33 farm, already down 22. TJ and you we didn't get a chance to fully talk about the Varus earlier. Interesting, the point you brought up about how he keeps playing it. People who know TJ know that he's not someone who's going to go play the same champion over and over, and yet he's shown he really likes this Varus. So I don't know that I even fully understand it, but it's clearly working.
From what I understand, having talked to TJ, when he feels like a champion is really, really strong, he just plays the crap out of it. And on top of that, looking at how, like, throughout the season, it has been actually kind of picked or banned, generally. Like, he's gotten a lot of Varus bans thrown at him. So there's clearly some conversations going on between the teams about the TJ Varus. Either, I haven't looked at his OP.GG, maybe he has an alt. He's got like 17 accounts. Loosely. That's a rough estimate. Maybe one of his accounts is, I like to be possessed by a demonic bow. I don't know. Like, I think Billy was saying he's got one that's like, I juggle axes. It's like, yeah. I heart Varus. Varus #1 fan NA. Clearly he loves it, and clearly he does well on it, as Sandy Snake is having to bail out on pick mid, dropping the ultimate, able to get away, gets the alternator, has the burst, and just bits and pieces of items for Sandy Snake. Gonna eventually work himself into something more substantial, and the level 9 power spike for Aurelian Soul is on the horizon. But, with a Fizz in your lane, that can seem like an eternity.
100%. Interesting with the Fizz. He actually just burned the ult. Didn't even get a flash out of it, so I'm curious what he saw there. But Sandy was able just to run away and take a little bit of HP, but that's kind of it. There's really nothing more to it. So yeah, I don't know what mid saw, but maybe he's just he's posturing, as one might say.
Sometimes it's about sending a message. And I mean I will say the Shark is on a fairly low cooldown. It's what is it? It's 100 seconds level 1, so it's not like it's not terrible. It's not great,
among alts,
terrible.
it's lower than the average one for sure.
As we see Bunny Remix rolling in, grabbing the Herald, setting
himself
up.
My bot.
But in the bot lane, ooh boy, this is good. It's gonna keep happening as we see Dog Pound grabbing the Herald. So we've got coast to coast pressure. This bot lane is absolutely out of control for the Dog Pound, and that is not a great feeling as they're gonna try and potentially try to grab a first plate. There's the first plate. Rudy and TJ just very much at home. They're not renting. They are not mortgaged. They own that lane free and clear.
So the way I see this DNT team is I think they operate just like people who prefer to play black in chess over white. It's people who like they prefer to respond to the enemy's game plan instead of make their own. And so that's why I made that suggestion of how this was going to go. And we're kind of seeing it, right? Like right now, like TDP is coming out and kind of socking them in the face, right? DNT is just kind of getting crushed here. I just think that in this first game, they're going to learn a bit, figure out what's going on, figure out the pace of play, and then come back for game 2 and show a really, really strong thing. Not that they're out of it game 1. It's just exactly the game plan I expect from them.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. As we see Ultimate going down once again, Sandy Snake just saving his mobility for that, saving the astral flight so that he can get out of there as soon as the ulti is dropped. So good patience from him. There is, the scaling insurance policy, but we're looking at a sub 3,000 gold lead at almost the 11-minute mark, 10 minutes 30ish for the dog pound. And so if Definitely Not Trying wants to stay in this game 1, they are going to need to just, number one, stop the bleeding in the bot lane and stop the rest of the team from getting into this, getting another free dragon. As we see, Dragon is up, and Bunny Remix has never seen a global objective. They didn't want to go. Here we go. There's Autopsy. There he goes with the solo kill. Gonna put Microsoft Rick through the meat grinder, and Rick is just going to try and push lane as best he can. He is out of there on the other side of the map. Dog Pound going in. Swordmaster going to try and make it happen. No way. Lily is going to grab it. That's going to be dragon number 1 for the Dog Pound. So we've got 1 dragon each, about little under 3,000 gold, 11 minutes in, and Autopsy banging down that top lane. But he's going to have to do something really, really special in order to carry this game into the mid game.
And this is not the first time we have seen Autopsy go, and while the rest of his team is having a hard time, being the sturdy rock that brings the team back from the depths. So this game is still a game, and Autopsy, by the way, with 103 farm, looking really, really good against Tiny Rick here. If the game is to be won or brought back, it's probably going to be on his shoulders.
Yeah, it certainly is. Can I get a quick goal check, Mr. Producer, just kind of see how big these deficits are and where they are? Okay, it's almost, most of it is on TJ. Rift Herald going down in the mid lane in order to try and push Sandy Snake back, get I'll take mid unlocked. There goes some plates. They're going to get another one with a couple of these, but here comes Swordmaster coming in, stun going down onto Buddy Remix, but they're not going to be able to do anything with it. Oh, Swordmaster's been so quiet, but meanwhile, in the bottom lane, another fight going down, double charm onto TJ and Rudy. TJ just absolutely popping IREP. Calbert running for his life. Rudy going in, getting another stun. TJ goes down, exhaust from Calbert. Great solar flare though, and the long range snipe. That's going to be another 2-for-0. That is a 5-0-1 Varus. Someone please stop this guy. The only salve, before I get your take on that series of action, is that TJ has never seen a bounty he has not wanted to give back to the enemy team, and he has a huge one right now.
So I'll give you, like, Leona is a bullshit champion. All right, I'll give you the first 1 or 2 deaths you take. At this point, he's 5-0. Stop fighting him. Stop walking into the wave. Sit under your turret and accept that you're a Seraphine, and if you miss a little bit of farm, you're gonna be okay. But you can't keep playing the game this way. You're gonna die to TJ, and guess who the person who wants to carry this game is? TJ. So I'm not liking the game plan from DNT. They have to sit back, take some time, and say what is the most likely to help us win this game. And right now, dying bot lane over and over ain't a part of it.
Yeah, well, that is currently, and it almost looks like they're autopiloting a little bit, where it looked like Calbert and or IREP were just kind of saying, okay, we've pushed the wave up, now we're going to go into river, now we're going to drop our wards, and as soon as they cross what is, the exclusion zone, Rudy and TJ just jump around. There's another snare going down from TJ on the IREP, and the snowball continues to roll. There is absolutely nothing he can do. Beautifully layered stun from Rudy as soon as the snare wore off. And same thing, right? You're getting to the point in this bot lane where Calbert and Iroh can't even walk in the lane.
They're on autopilot right now, and unfortunately, every single one of these 6 kills that are in the bot lane have gone straight to TJ. Or I guess TJ probably got 1 kill elsewhere, the one onto the Wukong. But I don't know what else to say. It's like Far Cry 3, right? Oh! We got I'll take mid.
Swordmaster getting picked off by I'll take mid. I'll take mid. Invade. See you later, Wukong. You are going down. Swordmaster absolutely muzzled in this game 1 as Buddy Remix doing what he always does, controlling the objectives, controlling the map, and letting his lanes wreak havoc.
This is the kind of thing. This is why I'll Take Mid is so annoying to play with. He plays with zero respect, but I mean that in a good way.
Interesting. Okay. A lot of cooldowns burned onto Rudy. They got him down, but the Money Remix is coming in for the party. Drowsy goes down. Irep's asleep. Irep's another thing. Calbert's chunked out. Sandy Snake there to support. TJ and Rudy going to get out there fairly low, but definitely trying to swing their gold advantage into getting them out of this lane and really unlocking people, because across the board, Dog Pound, they are just itching at this 15-minute mark to get out of laning phase, start grouping up, and start taking advantage of this 4,000 gold lead, almost 5,000.
Dude, that was absolutely crazy. Honestly, so TJ, and I don't know if Stream caught it, he was one tower shot away from giving away his bounty right there, which would have been absolutely massive. And luckily, he got out of range right away. That would have looked very, very different, and maybe the game state would have been brought back to normal. But yeah, right now, the aggression we're seeing from TDP, I mean, I'll Take Mid walking into the jungle. Those guys looking for a dive that in 99% of scenarios, a team wouldn't look for. They're firing on all cylinders, and the aggression works for them.
They really are, and there goes mid turret going down for I'll Take Mid, and it just shows the total disrespect he has for the Aurelion Soul. He doesn't care if he's invading, and because of how behind Swordmaster is, relatively speaking, right? He's not that far behind in terms of gold. He's only like 500 gold down. Big item buys starting to hit. Mythics coming out. We've got Leandries for both the Seraphine and the Aurelion Soul. We've got Divine Sundra for the Wukong. We've got Titanic Hydra for the Urgot. So multiple weapons for the side of Definitely Not Trying coming on, but this is just a free dragon, and Swordmaster's going to try and trade in for the Herald, but just getting absolutely out rotated at this point. And I think Dogpound definitely wants to take this fight as we see Rudy rolling up. It looks like they might be able to get out of there. Oh no, going in, Rudy going in deep, rolling in. He is the only person there. The rest of his team trying to be a little bit patient, but Rudy may have overextended. No, flashing out, counter flash onto Swordmaster. Swordmaster dropping Rudy, and they are just going in. They are not done. Swordmaster, little overextended, gonna drop in the backline. I'll Take Mid, knocking out the Aurelion Soul. Actually, Varus getting the double kill credit. So TJ in the backline swinging, and this game is absolutely out of control in favor of the Dog Pound.
I guess I'm wondering, and I'm sitting here, and I'm looking at a Seraphine that's still bot lane. Irep had to walk up, and honestly, I thought there was a way he could have participated in that fight. Swordmaster actually played well. The fact that he found a kill there is, like, absolutely amazing. The rest of the team just not on the same page at all. With a little bit of teamwork, I don't know, I feel like I would have liked to see that fight again if the team was just on the same page.
Well, the thing that jumped out at me was that Swordmaster re-engaged, and it just seemed like there was definitely some pressure. We're just guessing, right? We're not in comms. We don't know the time. It just seemed like there was some pressure for him as the captain to try and make a play, and he went in, he got the kill. But an experienced and high-level player like that, he knows how far behind they are, and so he knew that this fight is really, really important, and just unfortunately kind of over-pushed, and I'll Take Mid just saw that opportunity. Beautiful dive into the back line to knock out Sandy Snake. And that's how these team fights are going to continue to go. I'm trying to figure out the only way that I see them winning these fights, Definitely Not Trying, is if they are able to get a beautiful Seraphine ult into just really hardcore lockdown CC onto I'll Take Mid to prevent the assassination attempt and allow Sandy Snake to work his way into this fight. Otherwise, Varus is going to swing for free, Lily is going to swing for free, I'll Take Mid is going to swing for free onto all their squishy targets, and they're not ahead enough to have the tankiness kind of baked into their gold lead. So it's looking a little rough, definitely looking rough in this game one for Definitely Not Trying. They are going to have to go stall City. The good news is they have a lot of wave clear, so they can absolutely do that, and we're only seeing outer towers down. The question is going to be, as we see the Herald finally going
I'll
down,
Take Mid. Is he going to throw it? Throw it.
Could he in top lane? Yes, he could. Yes, he would. Going in on the belt. See you later. I'll Take Mid. Sandy Snake trying to get the follow-up, but Sandy Snake, you are very far behind. Channeling in. I'll Take Mid. Going to chase him down. Getting the burst. Flash in from Sandy Snake. Counter flash from I'll Take Mid. Going to try to go in. Ease out. Trolls pull. See you later. Counter kill from Swordmaster. Going to knock him out, but overall a 2-for-1 exchange as Rudy actually rolling between the turrets. A little overextended, taking advantage of that Leona takiness. He's going to walk out, and him and TJ are nicely settled in to the top lane, top outer, down 7,000 gold lead. as we hit almost 20 minutes for the Dog Pound, looking really, really strong to start this best of 5.
I'll take Mid as a disgusting player. It's absolutely gross. He goes in, he's not scared of a single thing. He's like, you know what? Another kill. I don't care if I die. In the realm of TCL players that send a message, he's probably the biggest one. And yeah, at this point, and Fruge points out in chat, it is losable. And if you give a bunch of Fizz shutdowns, you're going to find that it's losable. But I will say the game is in control. And TDP is the one running the show currently.
Something else to consider, and this is why I love League of Legends, is it's not just about the raw mechanics and the piloting, it's also about the mental and emotional aspect. There is nothing more debilitating than having a Fizz jump on your face every single fight, and so for Sandy Snake, it's like a quarterback that gets hit too many times. He's going to start seeing assassin footsteps, and he's going to be afraid to take aggressive positioning. And that's something that, I kind of joked about it sending a message, which is like a euphemism for just dying on purpose. But it is actually, if you're an assassin, it is about sending a message, because you want your carries scared of you. You want the opposing carries terrified to walk up and deal any damage. And that's what we're seeing in these fights, where I'll take Mid just taking full advantage of every single piece. As we see Dragon, next Dragon is going to be coming up fairly soon. Turn on my objective timers. And yeah, next Dragon's coming up fairly soon, less than 2 minutes. Definitely not trying, just doing their best to grab whatever they possibly can. They're just fighting over crust and pizza at this point. Swordmaster a little bit out of position. He's going to be able to walk away though. Sandy Snake helped them along the way. But yeah, the win conditions on the side of definitely not trying. As Fruge pointed out, there are multiple win conditions, and like I said, TJ has never seen a team fight he hasn't wanted to walk too far forward on. So there is always that factor. The aggression that he loves to show is a double-edged sword if they can take advantage. And it's really going to come down to a gorgeous engage from Swordmaster and Autopsy just taking over the game, as we see Dragon number 3 going towards Dog Pound. There's no way that that Definitely Not Trying can contest this at this point.
Well, they in DNT is one good fight away from bringing this game back. Like, the problem is we saw it earlier, right? During that fight up by the Rift Herald, you've got the Seraphina's bot by herself. The Senna had to run top and literally did not participate in the fight in any capacity. And meanwhile, you've got 3 members of your team left playing the game of League of Legends. So from my perspective, it's like, this game is still completely playable, but you gotta group up as 5, especially with the Senna and the Seraphine. Like, you're meant to 5v5. Do it. And again, the game is still comebackable. It's just that's what their game plan needs to be.
Yeah, nice grab. Bot turrets. All the bot turrets down except for the top outer. We see bounty on the top outer, and you mentioned the bounties. There are plenty of them. Dragon, Baron, Towers, players. 700 on the side of TJ. TJ immortal at this point. And yeah, can I get a quick gold check? Because this is absolutely disgusting. This should be a crime. 12,000 gold to TJ versus the 6,400 from Seraphine. Holy crap. This is like borderline abusive advantage. And TJ's a high level player. He knows exactly what to do with an advantage like that. I'll take Mid, same thing, knows exactly how to snowball a game. He's 9,000 gold compared to Sandy's 7,000 gold. I do not care how well you scale as Aurelion Sol. And I'll double check. He's at 189 Stardust. So his stuff is starting to hurt, but time's running out, and it's really going to be around this next Dragon, and then, first inhib. Like, they're going to start cracking down and squeezing. We're going to start hearing some cracked ribs from DNT as the Boa Constrictor starts to squeeze.
But the thing I'm concerned about is from Sandy, and I guess, like, I don't know if he felt like he had to. The team comp might have called for it, but he did build the Leandries, and Rod of Ages is kind of the typical item that you see for a lot of Aurelion Sol right now. The problem is that Leandries is doing nothing to keep you alive from when the Fizz jumps on you. And it's not going to, and like at the end of the day, staying alive and doing some damage is better than getting one shot. So that's the thing I'm concerned about. But I do want to take the conversation a little bit, away from DNT, because the fact is this TDP squad is playing probably at their absolute best. Reminder, they're playing the second seed, the second best team in the league, and they're making them look like they are the finals contenders in this game 1. Again, it could change, but we are seeing a lot of really, really impressive play here from TDP.
Now, to be fair to TDP, they were the 3 seed, so they were absolutely, they were favored in their series against Go Packages. As we see, Autopsy getting grabbed out, able to dash out of the way. So that is Vera's ult down. I wonder if DNT is going to be able to take advantage. Sandy Steak hanging out in the bot lane, just going to kind of farm up. Does have teleport up. As Baron is being hovered around, it doesn't look like they really want to start the Baron. They just want to kind of hover. And actually, I love the Aurelion Soul versus the Scion matchup, considering Aurelion Soul does deal percentage damage, which scales, and it allows him to hang out and farm. So really loving that versus. And then looking at the squad, the 4 squad that is here, they have really great kite. They have great kite, great counter engage, and they're decently slippery, assuming that Calvert drops his Encore effectively. But yeah, like I really kind of like the 4-1 that they're looking at, trying to slow things down. But yeah, TDP, they're a super strong squad. Drowsy goes down, Swordmaster is asleep, but once again, able to strongly disengage. There's the Encore, there's the counter engage. Rudy going incredibly low. Autopsy able to get the kill down onto Rudy. Autopsy continuing to lay waste into the back. Lilia going low, Lily going down, Ferris goes down, there's the first bounty. Microscopic Rick is trying to tank as best as he can. I'll take mid, going golden, flashing in onto IREP, Blast Cone out, counter troll pull. I'll take mid in a 1v1. Able to get the kill, counter double kill. So that's going to be a 4 for 3 in favor of the Dog Pound. But that is actually as good a fight as they're going to get in terms of DNT, and a lot of shutdowns and bounties going back onto DNT. However, still an 8,000 gold deficit as Dragon is about to come up.
That was the fight, and I hate to call him out. If Senna had played that better and got more damage out, I think that changes. I'll take mid with an incredibly good fight, staying alive to the very end, wrapping up those final 2 kills. And even though they were down with only 2 players left to the 3, he knew that he had the damage to pump that out. I don't know. That is the fight you have to look for DNT, and you have to go for it every single time, and you can't continue to turtle. I love the decision making. The execution was a little bit off, but this game is closer than it was.
Yeah, and once again, we were talking about this is a best of 5, so them doing this is all about kind of setting the focus for game 2 as well. What can we do? What do we not want to do? Another note is that they were fighting on the speed shrine. I believe the speed shrine was still up when they were fighting, so they were actually kind of fighting at a disadvantage. I would have actually liked to see them contest the dragon and force, because Bunny was kind of joking about how he hates 50-50s, so I could see him maybe being a little bit split focus on that. But it looks like DNT is potentially going to trade Soul for Baron, or at least position themselves for the Baron, and force Dog Pound to make a choice. And Dog Pound's choice, as always, is to fight. So good on them, fun for us, but it looks like definitely not trying to make something happen and force this down.
This is the right call.
Really big burn.
The right call.
Aurelion Soul has a ton of damage. They have the bounty. They are rolling in. Dog Pound going to try and make something happen. There is the objective bounty claimed along with the Baron 4.
They're going to have to fight.
They're going to be able to stall this one out. Microsoft Rip going in, gets stunned. Leona goes in super duper deep, but an immediate collapse, has to flash out over the wall, and definitely not trying, just absolutely steals.
The dragon's still alive. Wow. Yeah, okay, that was the exactly the right move. They noticed the Lilia wasn't there. The Baron was for their taking. Can we talk about the Aurelion Soul damage on that Baron? Holy crap. Great play. Honestly, I think they should have continued the fight. I don't know that they knew that Lilia was still taking Dragon, but yeah, at the end of the day, that was their way back into this game.
It is, and we had mentioned before, Cloud Soul objectively, in terms of like total gold, the weakest soul, but on a team like this, it's actually really nasty. Lilia speeds up. Fizz loves the movement speed. Leona loves the movement speed. Varus, low mobility, loves the movement speed. And I mean, Science is Science, so he doesn't really count. But yeah, like looking at the lineup for Dog Pound, they are loving this Cloud Soul, but we are at 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes. We are still at about a little bit less than, I want to say, I think a little less than a 5,000 gold deficit. And this game is getting to the point where it is starting to get stalled out. We're starting to see level 16s come out for some of these solo laners. Major items are starting to be hit. I want to see a little bit more survivability from Sandy Snake, please. Dear God, buy a stopwatch or something. But yeah, there is definitely life in this definitely not trying. And if they can stall what a Dog Pound may have considered to be a one-game out, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And really loving the mental and the resilience from them when they could very easily have written this game off and saying, it's best of 5, whatever, re-rack, go for game 2. They're in this, and they scale absolutely into infinity between the Aurelion Soul and the Senna.
Yeah, 100%. And I gotta say, like, the Cloud Soul, it's the soul that most people like to say, oh, it doesn't matter, they got Cloud Soul. For the record, it's been a while since I've seen the statistics since before Chemtech was added back. But like Cloud Soul has like a 78% win rate, and the best one, which I think at the time was Hextech, had like an 86 or like an 85. So like either way, it is a massive advantage. And movement speed, and a lot of the writers talk about this when they talk about game balance. Movement speed is the statistic that is so consistently underlooked by players because it's really hard to see and understand why it's so good. Movement speed doesn't do damage. And yet, at the end of the day, and of course, we've got to pause here. We'll figure out what that's about.
Looks like some kind of systemic issue. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we having a Swordmaster having a tab out issue.
Yeah, they called it out. They called it out ahead of time. Good sportsmanship from them, saying, "Hey guys, we're gonna have to pause. This is the issue." So good on them for calling it out ahead of time. But yeah, I totally agree. And something I wanted to mention as well is with the the mobility creep is real, right? Like that was actually something that I personally struggled with last season. Was all of my champions are like season 5 and older, and all of them are just like not as mobile or don't do as many cool things as some of the newer champions. And a big part of that is mobility, right? The ability to like just get around the map faster, chase people down. The difference between that pixel of range is absolutely monstrous. And yeah, just looking across the board, there are so many champions. I've mentioned Lilia and Fizz in particular that benefit from it. As we see the snare going down, Swordmaster gets rooted, able to clone away. Good stuff from him. So Barrasholtz is going to be down. That's a very small window. That's 1 minute window. I'm curious to see if Definitely Not Trying is going to time that out and try to make something happen. Meanwhile, I really love, I keep calling it out, I love Sandy Snake matching up with Microscopic Rick, because Sion can't do anything to Aurelion Sol, and he also can't siege a turret because Aurelion Sol's just going to clear. And if he tries to fight Aurelion Sol's just going to melt him. 300 Stardust now onto him. Soul count at 101. I know the NASA, speaking of the fact that I'm old, how old is he? I don't have a good frame of reference on either Stardust or Souls or Absolution, so just curious, like, it looks like they have a lot, and we're nearing 31 minutes. So loving this matchup with Aurelion Sol matching Sion, catching all the waves, holding onto the TP, and then just IREP's just kind of chilling, grabbing his souls, cruising in, scaling in, and big thing, Dogpound still has not cracked the base yet. That Baron has worn off at this point, but until we see a successful base crack from Dogpound, this game is in, and we're probably going to see some fireworks in the next Elder or Baron.
So we've got, and my only issue here is I don't know that I agree with the Essence Reaver from the Senna, but the fact is we've got an Aurelion Sol, a Senna, and a Seraphine, and it's approaching late game, and they're not able to close this out and get this to the direction it needs to be. I don't know. Again, I'm seeing the gold difference here is showing as 6,000 gold, but that 6,000 gold, as the items pile up, starts to mean a whole lot less, especially against a team comp like this.
Yeah, it certainly is. And by the way, because you've said that, by the rule of IREP, he's going to carry the crap out of this last fight, get MVP, and then explain to you exactly why he picked Essence Reaver, just so you know. That is the absolute law. The moment you criticize one of his builds, he will pop off on it, and then in very, very direct and nice terms be like, oh yeah, I picked it because of blah 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 blah, and then you go, oh, that actually makes sense.
I mean, you know what? The thing is trying to understand IREP's brain is always a mistake. But I do want to point out right here, if we look at the vision control and we start moving up towards the top side, look at this pink ward coverage. Even the wards in the blue side jungle here, absolutely crazy. Can
we get a quick vision toggle, please? Of Definitely Not Trying, and then Dogpound.
You press V.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, sorry, thank you. So there's Definitely Not Trying, and then let's see Dogpound. Yeah, so pretty decent topside deep vision. They're very clear prioritizing the Baron. Baron's coming up pretty soon, and yeah, they want to have that open fight. And once again, I love this split push. I love the Sandy Snake split push. He's just farming away, free as can be. Does not give a crap about this Sion. Oh, Sion stacking health. I don't care. I just love it. It's just fun to watch because they very clearly know what they want out of this mid to late game situation, and they're perfectly happy to set it up. Baron is on though. TJ looks like
he's just gonna start it.
Up, and yeah, they're gonna start it with TJ and Rudy, and they are blasting through this, just the two of them. This is an objective bounty as well. Four members of Definitely Not Trying in position. They are walking through actually the only area that is not warded, and they are rolling in, and they're going to start the Baron and try to set up a fight. The team is split, and it looks like they can't decide what they want to be. Half the team wants to go after the Baron, half the team wants to go after the Dragon. All take mid going into the back lane. Sandy Snake going golden. Seraphine running away. All take mid. Counter Zonius. The rest of the team coming to join. Great encore. TJ goes down. Sandy Snake doing his best to try to deal damage, but he is forced to flash out. Autopsy into the back line, and it is just not enough. The gold advantage is too much. IREP trying to make something happen, does succeed in popping the GA, but he gets popped himself by I'll Take Mid. See you later. That's a Baron. They're going to run it down, grab an inhibitor, potentially more. This could be the game.
IREP once again didn't participate in that fight. It was a 4v5, an amazing encore there from the Seraphine, but at the end of the day, I'll Take Mid. Great positioning, finds all the damage. TJ, 12-1, absolutely crushing his opponent. And at the end of the day, we saw the team that was winning the game win the game. They made the play they needed to play, and thank God for them that they finished it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be game one for the Dog Pound, continuing their momentum from the entire series on the back of I'll Take Mid, who looks like a completely different player after having won. They going through the absolute gauntlet last year. I was one of the broken bodies. You were on the wrong end of a glorious best of 5 that I had the privilege of casting. And I'll Take Mid, totally different player, like just a totally different player. The confidence is just oozing from his veins. Instant invite from Swordmaster for me. DNT is ready. We're gonna take a very quick break, but before we do, can I please see the damage graph? I want to see how much damage TJ dealt, because that was just obscene. 19,000. Okay, yeah, him and I'll Take Mid just absolutely blasted that game. Folks, we're going to take a quick break because these players literally want to re-rack immediately. I'm Jaws. Here's Abarn. Game 1's done. Dog Pound taking it. Game 2 coming up. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is game 2 of semifinal 1 of season 5 of TCL. And the first cast of Jaws and Abarn. I realized it's funny as we're going that we both do play-by-play and color, so I think we're just gonna have to hybrid cast. We'll do a little Joe Miller D-Man, where we both just kind of do a little bit of everything and have a lot of fun. But I'm not gonna vamp a whole lot because Swordmaster has been spamming R question mark. So I think he's ready to go. I'm actually curious to see if this game 1 is gonna be a trap game, where DNT sent something where they're like, yeah, we think we know what they're going to play, but we actually want to see. And I'm curious what they're going to be busting out in this game 2. But I'll take mid, and TJ just absolutely punched a hole in DNT's chest, and they're going to have to recover from that one.
Well, there's kind of a classic standard thing that if your mid and jungle play 2 champions that are kind of like diametrically opposed to what each of them want to do, then that jungler needs to have a plan of what they're planning on doing for for basically the entire early game, right? Because you've got Aurelion Sol that like there is zero world where that Fizz dies in lane. It's impossible unless he overcommits so hard and does something stupid. It's not going to happen. And so given that's the fact, like, okay, you picked a Wukong, but what are you going to do with the Wukong? So I think what I'm looking for, and especially with Sword, as you're saying, he's pinging, he's like, I want back in. I think he's saying that because they have a plan and they know what they want to do. It's exactly what I expected, and I hope they come back with a real plan of execution.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I'm old, so I don't actually follow the meta as well as I should. I've just played way too much of this game, and it does stay relatively the same. But I see Shyvana as a potential pick that has been getting kind of poked around. I know Bunny played it in the last series, and Swordmaster has he has a thing that he likes to do. He likes to get big and start fights. A common pick that he really enjoyed, as we see Maokai being grabbed, so a quick ban check, only changes the Leona. Oh man, please show me the Rakan. Please show me the Rakan. Please show me the Rakan. No changes on the side. Varus being hovered. TJ totally is going to re-rack that. Let's see the Varus Rakan. That would be pretty nasty. First pick Maokai. That could be the IRAP support. IRAP has run support Maokai. That could be Maokai in the jungle. I don't see Autopsy picking it if Urgot is up. But something that I did want to call out is that Swordmaster is a great Kayn player, and Kayn is one of those great scaling, hard farming, carry junglers that you're talking about, where he's like, all right, guys, every lane's going to have to kind of deal with their own crap, and I'm going to go farm. I'll see you when I'm red, you know? And he didn't have that.
This is an IREP Maokai, correct? I guess we don't know that. Yeah, I don't think we know that, but Autopsy first picking Maokai just doesn't seem like what I would have expected from him.
No,
Nautilus. Wait.
Oh, so that's a Rudy. Oh no, that's not a Rudy.
No, that's
okay.
Good.
So, Maokai's like hyperflex, right? He can go top, he can go jungle, and he can go support. But there's the Jhin. Okay, I mean, I would love to see a Maokai Jhin bot lane. That sounds so nasty because the sapling. As soon as the sapling hits, that's a free snare.
I think it has to be the Nautilus from IREP though, because I just like at this point in this meta, Nautilus doesn't go anywhere else, which tells me that they actually might have.
True.
It could be a Sword Maokai. It's just like we haven't really seen that from him. But maybe after the Wukong, they're like, yeah, I just need to be on a tank, especially if Sandy's going to be playing scaling.
Sword also just likes to start. He likes to start the fights, right? He likes to be in control of what's going on. There's the Syndra. So there's the adaptation that we've seen from All Take Mid late in the season, where he grabs his pick before the second wave of bans. I'm not gonna lie, he could have just been like, hey guys, I know what I want. I'm just gonna bait 4 more bans, and just let that happen. But once again, they're on the comfort, and Syndra is gonna make that. Syndra's definitely going to make that Aurelion Sol a lot less attractive, but they need some serious deeps out of the mid lane to make up for this beef wall. And I mean, Jhin deals damage. Jhin can burst, but there is very little sustained damage on this Definitely Not Trying squad. And on the side of Dog Pound, as seen by the damage graphs, Varus can pump out the deeps, as we see Vigar pointed at Sandy, Vi pointed at Sword. And then there's the Lilia ban. That's the adaptation I was hoping for, as well as the Rakan ban. Curious if that's going to bite him, not grabbing the Rakan early. I don't really think I don't know. I have my own opinions. I would have grabbed Rakan a little bit earlier, considering how good Rudy is on it. There's the Braum. It's not really, I don't know. It's okay. He can play it.
Braum,
Man, I would have loved to see him grab the Rakan, you know?
Yeah, the only good thing about the Braum is it plays really well into the Jhin because there's only a couple things.
Bad? The only good thing about Braum? That's it.
Well,
he's garbage. Throw him in the garbage can. Otherwise,
the only good thing about Rudy's Braum, I should have said. No, I'm just kidding. Rudy's actually been playing very well. But the Jhin, like, it plays really well into the Jhin because there's only a couple moments you have to have that shield up for. It all comes around that fourth shot and the ult. So like, I like it. You know, the Varus played again, and it was brought up in chat. The reason that TJ is playing this Varus is he's like, it's simple. It's got CC. He likes CC, and we have the Jace from Sandy Snake. That was not what I expected, and I'm a little actually concerned about this team comp.
I'm not a fan of this comp at all. Where's their magic damage?
Yeah, okay. I disagree.
They don't have, they don't. I mean, I don't. Unless multiple champions on this line have got reworks, I don't really see enough true damage or percentage damage, either missing health or maximum health, to offset the lack of magic damage. There's the Shyvana. All right, love it from Bunny. On the other side, a very well balanced comp once again from the Dog Pound. Great, yeah. TJ's back on Varus, and yeah, the pick potential, right? TJ is incredibly aggressive, but he's also great at sniffing out positional mistakes, right? He knows kind of when someone is where they're not supposed to be, which if you're playing against low elo players, they're where they're not supposed to be a lot more often than not. So the Varus 100%. Allows him the space to do that, and then all Rudy has to do is layer his CC on top of it. Similarly, right, Rudy lands one good Q, TJ's going to immediately be able to follow up. And y'all, as always, it is game 2. If you believe us or do not, or want to take a risk, feel free to vote for either Dog Pound or definitely not trying. I do not participate in these ridiculous shenanigans, but I know many people do, Rudy included. I don't know if he bets on his own games or if that's illegal. We'll have to see. I got the commissioner here. He can probably tell me. Also, if you guys would like to help us waste a bunch of time while we were waiting for the Spectre delay and talk about whether you agree, disagree, or have your own opinion that is completely unrelated to these team comps, feel free to jump into LOL 1. We will pull you up. But yeah, Abarn, looking at the definitely not trying. Like, I'm trying to figure out where their damage mixture comes from and where the beef wall, the triple beef wall of Dog Pound doesn't just stack armor and run them over.
I'm definitely not trying to figure that out, if I may. It was the wrong pick.
I quit.
Seriously though, it got to the end of the draft. You look at this and you said, I don't know, I would have played Cassio, like in a Azir, a Corki, all of the stuff that he plays would have really nicely filled this team comp up. And I guess they got to the end of it, they didn't know what to pick, and he's like, give me the Jace. I think at the lane, he's looking to actually get something where he can take an advantage, which I understand where that's coming from. But of course, the problem is when you look at the rest of the team comp, there's no plan. So I'm a little concerned, and I hope I eat my words. I hope Swordmaster builds a ton of AP, and they go into game 3 and we got a tied series. But it's just a little hard for me to see right now.
Yeah, the other thing to call out is that Shyvana is an absolute bully. Like, she's got a lot of stuff she can do, and she's just gonna beat the crap out of this Maokai in the jungle. So like, if I'm Bunny, which is weird because it's not really Bunny's style, but I wonder if Bunny's just kind of feeling himself right now, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna grab Shyvana, yeah, I'm gonna power farm, yeah, I'm gonna go beat the crap out of Swordmaster. Like, Maokai's not the kind of jungle champion where you can kind of go in and like do stuff, right? He's much more of a facilitator, and I guess. I'm just trying to think through, like, if I'm Swordmaster, right, where am I applying pressure? Am I trying to get the Urgot unlocked and accelerate that lane? Am I trying to offset the TJ snowball and do something like that? I just because Jace kind of needs to power up. He needs to get his 2 items. He needs to get his tier stacks. He needs to get moving. And I love the Shyvana. Like, I when I jungled, I played the crap out of Shyvana. She's one of my favorite junglers. So like, I love it from Bunny, and it's just, I feel like it's a huge missed opportunity, because the Azir wall in particular against this comp would have just absolutely stopped it in its tracks.
100%. And honestly, like, I think the only game plan you can go into is you have to get the Jace super fed. Shyvana, like you said, really strong champion, can do a lot of stuff, but pre-6 that champion does effectively nothing. Like every time someone plays it, you go and you just power form. And so the question is, when the 2v2 happens, Jace and Maokai take that every single time. So the question is can you go and get those fights going, get the Jace ahead, and you kind of have to ride the tempo train. AD comps aren't the end of the world, but you do have to get an early lead. The moment you lose that lead, the game's sort of over. And so at that point,
it's item based, right? Like they need their items. All right, folks, we are into loading screen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's pretty obvious who I think is going to win. Who do you think is going to win?
Honestly, I mean, I made my call at the beginning, and at this point, I feel like I have to stick by it just for respect. I will say
have to do that. I mean, we can be spicy if you want, but it's up to you.
Listen, no one's gonna remember it if I change my opinion. But if I keep my opinion where it was, and there's a 10% chance that this Jace still wins the game, then I get to say I was the prophet. So I am calling for a DNT win right here.
All right. I mean, hey, the Bush League is prepared with the memes, so don't you worry, sir. Yeah, 5 point.
He's always watching.
He is always watching. And now that he's AI powered, it's like absolutely terrifying. Hey, producer check. Just want to get a call. I'm going to let you know when I'm at a minute, just to make sure we are on time. The bait ping repeatedly, psychological warfare from now the Syndra. Gonna really toss all that mystical energy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. All right, cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I just love. I don't know. Like I'm a huge fan of Shyvana. Like we see. Also, just want to give a call out. We got Scorch Clock Pup for both junglers. Or as I believe we had green jungle item. I don't know the names yet. You kids keep changing these games on me.
It's Charmander versus Bulbasaur.
Charmander. Well, it's going to be Charmander versus Charmander. And yeah, Bunny grabbing the Ghost as well, which I love for the movement speed. And yeah, man, really would have loved. I'll leave it alone, man. I really would have loved to see a little bit of terrain out of the side of Sandy Snake. I don't know if he enjoys playing Azir, although I will say the Vagar ban makes a whole heck of a lot more sense with this comp, because this is just a legitimate like runaway train comp on the side of Dog Pound. Big fan of it, as we see Swordmaster and Bunny both opting for the bottom to top. And yeah, definitely Sandy Snake taking a little bit of an early trade. But yeah, we were mentioning like, AD comps very item based and momentum based, where if you can get your items ahead and more importantly prevent the opposing team from itemizing against it, they're going to have a bad time. So that's the risk. It seems like that's the risk that that definitely not trying is taking. Like they are saying, we are so confident in R3 carries. As we see Hook going down, Snare following up onto TJ getting chunked out. Big old chunk with the canister from Calbert, and that is comfort supreme from the gym as a mirror image of Glass Lane, where before I believe they were both already dead at this point.
They sure were. And by the way, in the mid lane, something I want to point out, playing against I'll Take Mid Syndra is so annoying. He does not ever miss the Dark Sphere. And he'll hit you with like 3 or 4 of them in a row. He has such an ability to do it. And it makes it really, really hard to actually go and contest the early lane against him. So, like, I don't know if maybe Syndra's his best champion in terms of lane. Oh, but we do have an engage in the bot lane. Rudy walking forward. I don't know that you want this. He's been rooted. He's a little far. Calbert with the 4th shot, but it's going to be enough. And he's going to survive.
Oof. Yeah, he got away. He got a little lucky on that one. I'm curious to see. I might have to look back and see if maybe IREP canceled an auto there, because he was one auto away, maybe one support auto away from going down himself. And yeah, like the flash and wow from IREP, gonna be able to. TJ's going to be able to dodge it. Part of me wonders if TJ should have not dodged it so that IREP could have gone down. But with the burst, as we see Bunny Remix going in, attacking Swordmaster, this is what we expected him to do. Grabbing Scuttle Control on the top side. Great deep ward from Swordmaster, as well as a protective ward. He knew exactly what was happening, what the situation was going to be. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sandy Snake out of mana. I'll take mid, not a little low on health, gets the stun down. Gonna walk away. Another IREP miss. IREP going really deep. Flash in, first blood. IREP's going to go down. Missed snare. Calbert's going to walk away, but that is a first blood onto the Jhin. Calbert's best champion, and definitely not trying in a much better position. getting that snowball rolling down the hill, even though it's a little baby snowball.
Calbert getting gone on right here. The Braum going to be able to get the winner's bite forward onto him. Bunny, is he going to be able to get the train rolling and get fed on this? I don't think they have the damage. The Ignite is down. One more hit, and that's going to take it. Bunny Remix with the kill.
Yeah, Buddy Remix getting a little bit of help from Rudy. Great Ignite from him. And yeah, I mean, just when you think that someone is not going to be able to get a kill, there's, great layered CC. That's something I wanted to call with Rudy, especially in this game one, but more broadly. But wait, we're going to see a stun coming down from Sandy Snake. Sandy Snake is playing with fire. He does not have his tier yet. He opted for Ignite, so a much more aggressive play, but now he is getting punished for that summoner spell decision, being forced out of lane, and I'll take mid. Probably going to be able to deny this gigantic wave that he has built out. Gorgeous wave control from him. 5 minutes in, slight gold lead for Dog Pound as Autopsy pushes in, and the wave pushing under. I'll take mid. Can't decide whether he wants to go in or out. Although it's I'll take mid, he always wants to go in and not push out. And Sandy Snake, yeah, I gotta say, oh no, another stuns land, another W. Sandy Snake, at some point, dude, you're gonna have to kind of walk away. But Swordmaster is there. I just don't know if there is enough health on the side of Sandy to follow up. Flash forces the flash out from I'll take mid, but I'll take mid has teleport. Sandy does not, and so I'll take mid's gonna be able to walk away, get healthy, and come back. Sandy's gonna have to walk back to lane.
Scared of the Week is up. Boy, if I'm Sandy, I'm a little careful here because one missing Scatter of the Week and he just dies. Yeah.
Just back.
Yeah.
Whoa, IREP, hello. What's up? That's an IREP classic. All right, dude. All right, Calbert, I'll see you later, man. Just
literally
rolling up the mid lane.
Meanwhile, Cal is like, Rudy's walking forward on Cal in the bot lane, and IREP's like, yeah, I don't really care about bot lane.
Yeah. I mean, the jungle is lovely this time of year, so sometimes you just gotta go for a walk. I love IREP. Just hex flashes over the wall.
For no reason.
The grand entrance for dramatic effect. Like, I know tactically he was like, well, if I flash over the wall and they're out of position, I'm instantly gonna hook. I just love the absolute disdain with which he uses that ability. It just makes me happy. The dude, he is a true character of TCL, and the league is better for it, and he is a ton of fun to cast because you never know what you're gonna get out of him.
You know, season 5, people were so worried about him. By the way, he was on my team. He did a great job ADC, and yeah, we lost the finals. That happens. Teams pull it together. But like, again, he's kind of part of the core, the soul of TCL. Speaking of which, he's gonna Hex Flash over. He doesn't take it. I actually think he should have. I think he should have taken that. But I'm not IREP again. I'm not in his brain. Meanwhile, the mid lane, though, something I want to call out is, again, this is a relatively significant deficit here for the Jace. And the problem is, this is like, I see teams doing this all the time. To be fair, I've done it with Irelia. But if you're going to go and you're going to pick something like a Jace that needs to get an early lead, your jungler needs to be sitting with you the entire early game. The jungler can't have their own game plan. Meanwhile, Calbert getting gone on Winter's Bite onto him. The stun might start, and the Shyvana has dove in. Is it going to be enough? Enough damage? TJ with all of the damage, as always, stun now goes down on the Swordmaster. That's going to make 2. Will it make 3? I'll take mid is here to back everything up. That's a huge play here from TDP, getting that early lead.
Yeah, and they got both of the kills onto the Varus. That is not the way you want to be if you are definitely not trying. I got to give Bunny Remix credit as he leads his team into the Dragon because we said, oh, your jungler needs to be with you. Bunny Remix was bullying Swordmaster during that window that he would be looking for the early gank onto the Syndra. So you gotta give Bunny Remix the credit for timing that invade and really kind of pushing Swordmaster onto his back foot. As we see Max coming in from the top lane. There's the stun. There's the hit. There is the ulti, and there is the corpse of Jace. Beautifully timed roam down from Microscopic Rick. Wow, what a great play across the board. And the Dog Pound, they have got the hive mind rolling. It's like they're not even communicating. They're just like, oh yeah, my ult's up. He looks like he's in out of range. I'm just gonna drop it. And just like the timing is beautiful. Speaking of timing, Root goes down, layered in, forcing a flash out from IREP. Swordmaster is there. And also, speaking of timing, just 1 second behind. He can't quite get where he needs to go. Calbert doing his best to try to push things forward, but Bunny Remix is there for the counter engage. Nature Scraps goes in, desperately trying to push the kill onto Rudy, but overextending,
no.
and Bunny Remix going in a flash forward from Sandy Snake, immediately denied talk to the ball because I am not interested. I am just going to farm. Says I'll take mid with a kill lead and a gold and a farm advantage, and Dog Pound in the driver's seat in this game too. Honestly, if definitely not trying, can't get it together, this is going to be a really short night as another stun goes down on Sandy Snake. But we are not done yet. Another dive in from Bunny Remix onto IREP. IREP is low on health, low on mana, and he is going to survive. Caliber going in, getting Curtain's Call, trying to get out. Bunny Remix going to run away, incredibly low, not able to get the return kill. But Dog Pound just in full flight, looking every bit the world beater. Abarn, you better watch out, man. If they blast through this series, y'all are gonna have to pay attention.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm a little disappointed from D&T because it feels like we watched them just want to get right into this next game, and they were just like, hey, we're ready to go. And yet I'm not seeing that there was a plan. In fact, the problem is that Sword actually picked something that even has less target access. That fight, that was a little bit hard to watch. And yet nobody else was prepared for it. So different pages, different whatever, and yeah, D&T really is going to have to sit back and say, okay, what actually wins us this game? Stop doing anything that doesn't win us this game and start doing everything that does.
Yeah, I mean, a 3,000 gold lead for Dog Pound, 10 minutes in. Backslash going in. IREP getting rooted. Great counter root from TJ. TJ going to be able to juke. Fancy footwork. Rudy coming in to try to support things as best he can. Slowing Calvert down. Target focus is split. TJ, though, knows exactly who he wants to kill. Rudy going to try to knock out Calvert just out of range. Calvert getting away with his life. 3, 1, and 2 on that. Varus, somebody stop this man. He is out of control.
He is absolutely out of control. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, again, when your win condition is TJ go get super fed, when it happens over and over, but we do have a fight right here. Scion is in Swordmaster with the ult, but the Herald has gone down. Bunny Remix stays and he decides he wants to fight. He doesn't even go over the wall. So there is a chase happening. Sandy Snake waiting on the side, hoping for a bit of a flank. And they're just going to head out. Yep, with the Herald going to Tiny Rick. Swordmaster looks like he wants to fight, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch up.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised. I'm just so surprised at just the lack of focus from definitely not trying after a fairly strong regular season, you know? And Dog Pound definitely looking fresh from their quarterfinal. It looks like, you know, the quarterfinal that they had really helped them get into a rhythm, and sometimes having the additional time off can be a detriment, right? It can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, you know, your mental's a little bit fresher, you have a little bit more information, you have a little bit more prep time, but on the other hand, if you're not as sharp and you don't have those competitive juices flowing, it can definitely be to your detriment. And Dog Pound looks sharp. They are cruising right now. 12 minutes in, and we are at almost actually a little over a 4,000 gold lead. Yikes, this early in.
Well, and I will say I've played against Outtake Mid a lot, and you think that the way to beat him is to go and play really, really safe. Oh, we have a fight in the bot lane. Braum getting engaged on, and Maokai is forward, but a double knockup comes down. TJ's doing so much damage, though.
Oh, no.
And the Q's going to come through. Is IREP going to go down? Just needs one more hit. Sword is out, and the damage is down. Cal is down. Rudy, one more winner's bite on the Sword, I believe, takes him down. TJ going to get a little bit of damage. And
Rudy.
That's a 2v3. Huge stopwatch.
Oh, Rudy. That stopwatch. Take a shower. You are filthy. That was great.
This might be a go next angle. This is a little bit tough to watch. I must say, I mean, here's the thing, right? D&T likes to play a really slow style. That's what they're known for. Sandy is a very kind of laid-back, slow player, doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. The way to beat that is you have to take a really overly aggressive team, and you have to basically push the tempo the entire time. And so they're doing that. I'll take Mid as the perfect team. By the way, Sandy in on this fight. One more, but Bunny Remix. All right, gets the trade kill.
Okay.
We'll take the 1v1.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a mini bounty as well, so he was able to get a little bit of gold in. Yeah, he's starting to get a bit of an item. I think no, he doesn't even, but we see
In the bot lane,
Rude going down.
Irep.
Yep, Rude going down onto Rudy. Rudy's gonna back off, and it looks like they're just gonna turn on. But meanwhile, Bunny Remix is just bullying the ever-loving crap out of Swordmaster in his own jungle. TJ wanting to get one more hit, but Irep gonna do his best. Flash forward from TJ. TJ says, "See you later." Double kill. Long range snipe from Shyvana, and this is just a slaughter for the dog pound. Yikes. You know, if you ever want to reconsider the forfeit rule, games like this might be the reason for it. 9,000 gold in 30 minutes. Now, obviously, they have to close this game out and win, but 8-1-2, this Varus is out of control once again, and honestly, I mean, at a certain point, it's like when the entire ship is leaking, which holes do you plug?
Well, so it's funny. I actually wanted to talk about this, and we were in a similar situation. We weren't down this far, but we've been in situations like this. And what you have to do is that you have to basically group up and take one full fight. Try to find the pick, try to make something happen. You're not going to be able to win this just by giving up everything for the entire rest of the game. Buddy, by the way, caught out. Yeah, Blast Gun's out. He's going to be fine. But, like, here's the thing, right? If you lose all of your energy slowly turtling and losing the game, you're going to go into game 3 with 0 momentum. At this point, go group up, take the fight, try to find something really aggressive, and if you lose, you lose. You're just going on to game 3, and you still have your energy left.
That's true. It's almost like you're going to rush it, flash in. Wow, super aggressive from Rudy, locking up Autopsy. They have the deeps from TJ. TJ is legendary, and they're going to just blast down this top lane. Meanwhile, the rest of Definitely Not Trying in their channel coming in. Trying to hex slash in. I think he just reconsidered it. Swordmaster is made of absolute paper. He's 0-5-0. No impact on this game 2 as we see top outer going down. Sandy's going to do his best to pop it, but that just tickles even TJ at this point. Just not powered up. One mythic finished, one complete item finished on the side of Definitely Not Trying from Calbert. The Gale Force finish, Root going down, and just no current win condition for Definitely Not Crying as Definitely Not Trying.
Wait, I like that more. I like that one more.
Probably crying as this game 2 is going on, but they're going to need to wipe their tears off and get ready for this game 3 because they're going to have to go for a reverse sweep as we see major items completed for every single member of the Dog Pound. Mythic on Syndra, 2 items on the Varus. We see the Aegis, Locket onto Braum, Bork, and Sunfire for Shyvana and Scion, respectively, and the glorious symphony of the bait things as Swordmaster continue to try to do something. Unfortunately, not able to do a whole lot until his carries can get what they want. Bunny Remix is there going after the kill, get the knockup down onto Irep. Irep doesn't have the tankiest that he needs. He gets low, he goes down, teleport coming in. They're going to try and push down this mid turret as well and keep things rolling. At this point, they can absolutely have their way with any objective at any point in time, and even the abilities that should be slamming them in the face are just bouncing off of them, and I can almost hear them cackling as Nature's Grasp gets fired as a death rattle. Mid-inner getting low. Sandy Snake going into all of them, just gets obliterated immediately. Rudy taking a bunch of tower hits. Scatter the Weak hits too. Calbert gets out. Autopsy goes down. Microscopic Rick wants to get in on this, and the wallet has been thrown. 13,000 gold lead, mid-inner, see ya later, probably grab an inhibitor too if they're feeling like it, and then just go grab Herald. Holy crap, Herald hasn't despawned yet.
No, it is not even 20 minutes yet. That's how quickly this game is being taken down. And once again, like, this is, if you were the leader, the captain of a team, you need to get in your team's heads right now. You just say, guys, stop, everyone, stop right now. Like, pay attention, get together, group up as 5. The problem is we're watching, one person's engaging, one person's farming elsewhere. No one's on the same page. And again, no one wants to be down 14K, right? The game is cursed, but you know, either you let the game lose anyway, or you go and you try to make the right engage and you do what you can, and you go in with a little bit of fire in your belly going into game 3.
Yeah, and I mean, there is something to be said. It might be a little bit of BM, but like, there is something to be said if you're dog kind of stretching this game out, because the more you can wear them out into game 3, like, you know, you want to be efficient, you don't want to let them back into it, but like, you know, kind of drawing it out and pulling a couple fingernails out really does have a devastating psychological effect on them, where, you know, you're still going to be able to rock it, you know, by 25 minutes, but taking, every objective, and just blasting through the entire base. That can be devastating, as we've seen objective bounding glad. Small glimmer of hope for the side of definitely not trying. Appreciate them continuing to push. But yeah, there is such a thing, especially in a multi-game series, a marathon series like this, of holding on to a game for too long. Now, you don't just want to give up, but there is such thing as a strategic loss in a best of 5. The trouble is they're going to be down 2-0, and they're going to have a tall mountain to climb with this reverse sweep, and they're going to have to make some serious adjustments in the next draft in order to prevent this from being a clean 3-0 and another final for I'll Take Mid.
And by the way, I have watched, I've been a part of 6 seasons of TCL, and very, very, very rare is a 3-0 happen. It's just rare. It's almost all of these end 3-1. Sandy Snake in, deciding he wants a piece of money, but it's not going to work out necessarily in his favor in this fight. It's just an absolute cluster. Sandy Snake trying to get out. I'll Take Mid walking into this bush. He might be able to find the kill. Meanwhile, Bunny Remix finds Maokai on the other side. Sandy Snake with almost no health left on the background. Calbert and IREP now getting run down. Sandy's trying to stay alive. He might have an EQ angle. TJ just flashes in. He goes, finds that kill right there. Meanwhile, Bunny, Rudy, Microscopic Rick frontlining against Calbert and IREP. Calbert just not enough damage. 1 item here in 20 minutes. They are properly down 14k. Position you don't want to be in. The ult comes out. Tiny Rick says, I ain't scared of you. Walks out to the front of it. His team just goes to Baron and decides they're going to take that. Tiny Rick playing with his food. Yeah, this is a little tough. Meanwhile, the Syndra is bot lane. Sword has to walk it up to him. What's he going to do? I don't know. I think you need to go take a fight. You need to lose this game, and you need to go into game 3 with some dignity and some energy to hope for a reverse sweep.
Yeah, they're. I mean, at this point, Dog Pounds, they're doing exactly what they're doing, right? Grab the channel, grab the Baron, use the advanced channel, reset, regroup, and go win the game. That's what they're gonna do. They know this game's over. They know they've got what they need. They could go grab Soul if they want, but at this point, unless they're actively trying to elongate this game, Dragon's gonna be in 2 minutes. They're like, nah, let's grab Soul while we're at it. Grab a cup of coffee, see the sights, enjoy ourselves, take every jungle camp. Make them suffer as long as possible. They're just gonna use this Baron and probably roll in. Probably have one last fight and make this happen. I don't think they feel threatened at all right now in this game. I mean, how could you?
By the way, what's going on bot lane here?
Oh, I mean, maybe they're trying to go for a base.
Right? Are they? Is this okay? Is this actually a tactical int? Yeah, this is a tactical int.
Okay. Okay, well, that's what's happening.
No,
like, guys,
actually,
no, we're serious.
I believe in this. I believe in
we're
this.
getting an objective bounding, we promise.
I believe in this. No, this is 100% the right thing to do. The game is lost, and you do not want to continue losing slowly and have all of your mental and energy. I think this is actually a very, very smart way to play this. Take the loss, go on to game 3.
This is the only time where I would agree with Nate, let's just lose the game. Because I feel like sometimes, people give up before the game is actually over. In this case...
No, it's over.
The game 2, nicely done. Dog Pound, holy crap, y'all are scary. And definitely not trying yet, just unfortunately not able to get their comp going. Bit of a high-risk comp in general, I would say. But yeah, just not able to do what they need to do. Probably are going to want that one back. And yeah, tall mountain to climb as we see what they're going to be able to bring. I don't even think that it's worth looking at the post-game stats. I mean, we can if we want to. Bad TJ's ego. Oh, sorry, TJ. You didn't deal as much damage as you did last time. Aw, jeez. Aw, darn. I'm joking. Anyway, that's game 2. Dog Pound up 2-0, looking absolutely dominant. And I'll Take Mid and Microscopic Rick could be on their way to a second consecutive final. Don't go anywhere, folks. Will there be a reverse sweep? Will DNT right the ship? Or will Dog Pound absolutely throw them off a cliff? We'll have to see. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a surprisingly one-sided series between Definitely Not Trying and the Dog Pound. Dog Pound just absolutely smashing this series, surprisingly so. And just Definitely Not Trying, just not quite able to get their bearings, and a lot of it just really seems to be starting with the draft. I'm Jaws, joined by Abarn, first cast on the season, first cast in a while actually together. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a reverse sweep. I really hope that Definitely Trying can kind of tighten the screws, lock in, and get things moving. But I'll take mid and Microsoft and Rick look well on their way to a second consecutive final.
100% right here. We have to see Sword come back. Sword and Sandy, they have to link up. They have to get ready to play. The two of them are great players. Sandy's like nearing on Masters. Sword was Masters earlier this season. Like, they're both incredible players. We got two Masters mid and jungle, and they're not playing together. And so if we can solve that one problem, we will be on our way to a potential reverse sweep, but it has to start with one game at a time. And this is the game that it has to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. Everybody's ready to go. I think we're just waiting on one person. Oh, just IREP. IREP. We are on IREP time. And
IREP pasta.
IREP prepares when IREP is ready when he's ready. Okay, there we go. Yep. So I guess we're gonna have a little bit more time. But yeah, I mean, definitely. Oh, we're going anyway. All right, here we go. So game three. What adjustments do you think we're going to be seeing? I'm hoping one of them is an AP mid.
I would also like to point out the pasta meme, one of my favorite memes of all time. After Lost in the Sauce left, that meme completely like went in the hole to die. But I would like to bring it back to a resurgence. But yeah, anyway, something to point out too is like this position, the Dog Pound was in this position last night. Or was that Monday night? I don't remember. Whenever they played. Yeah.
Who am
Monday.
I?
It was Monday.
That's Monday. Okay.
So they were in the same position. They were up 2-0 and like, yeah, they tried new things. They trolled, but like this momentum is crazy. You throw that game out and they've gone through, sure, it was the sixth place team, but at the end of the day, they went through them. They're cutting through DNT right now like butter. They're on a path to the finals, and right now DNT has a chance to stop it, but they have to come together and make this a long night for everybody.
I mean, I think the first thing they need to do is to do something about TJ. I'm seeing no ban deviations, but like TJ has just been obliterating his lane matchup. It's been something to watch, and Rudy has been right there with him. They are a match made in heaven. As I said, Rudy has never seen an engage. Hey, there's an adjustment. Get rid of the Varus. Good call. They are, obviously they're going to leave a couple other things up. I'm trying to remember what they did not ban, what they're replacing that with in games 1 and 2. But yeah, there's the Zac. So no deviation on the bans. They're very clearly do not want Swordmaster on an easy long range engage. Tank, Scion first pick. That's another adaptation. Could be looking at another Senna lane because, as I said, IREP really loves that Scion Senna combination. But yeah, we'll have to see. So clear adjustment from DNT. Really curious, kind of if they're going to go for something a little bit more traditional and a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, 100%. I do like the adaptation. The Varus has been huge. The thing I'm concerned about is like, I don't like. Okay, Callista. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, Varus. And there is something to be said about taking someone off of something.
Leona. Yeah, they banned Leona. They swapped the Varus ban for the Leona ban, or the Leona ban for the Varus ban.
Right. It's just like I don't know. Like I have a problem with the Varus ban because it's like is Varus the reason you're losing? No, the reason you're losing is because you're executing on bot lane wrong, right? You're like watching these two. Every time they die, they're dying and they're near brush. If you're dying under tower, that's one thing. But they're just getting gone on and gone on. And they're not respecting the bot lane. And like, is that a Varus thing? I don't know. You could do the same thing with Kalista. So that's exactly what I'm worried about right now.
I mean, I gotta give the Varus credit, and also like I said, TJ loves to play the Varus. There's a Malphite, okay, fun from Rick. Love Malphite. Press R, win team fight. Big fan. But yeah, looking at the Varus as well, there's the Senna. Okay, so we are gonna see the Scion Senna bot lane. That's been you remember that one well. And the Nocturne, okay, yeehaw, long range engage from Swordmaster, a little bit more carry potential. So we've got the big beef wall in the top lane. Swordmaster is going to put his carry pants on, and the Lee Sin hover. So we could see Bunny on the Lee Sin. I don't think we've seen him on Lee Sin yet. That could be a fun little adaptation. The Eve Hover. I think he's trolling us. Show us what you're actually doing. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, there's the Graves. That's a new one for him. I don't think he's run that one yet this season.
So it's weird. I've got two opinions because on one opinion, I'm watching the Scion for IREP, the Senna for Calbert, Nocturne, like that Maokai was a joke. The Nocturne is actually a really, really, really good pick for Sword, and he's been doing well on some of the more aggressive picks. So I actually really love that draft. I think Sandy's team has finally decided to start like using their brain matter in the draft. The problem here, though, is that Graves plays really well into Nocturne because of the passive, right? Malphite plays really, really well into something like a Senna. I don't know. I like both these comps. I do feel like TDP so far, the way we're watching this draft, is a little bit better like prepared to counter, but I feel like right now Sandy's team is putting themselves on the right foot, and we actually are going to have a game 3.
I'm also a little surprised that they didn't stick to I'll take mid taking his pick before the second wave of bans. There's no way there was going to be a Graves ban going down. So, Bunny could have actually potentially baited like a Lilia ban or something. I believe they did ban Lilia in the second wave the last couple of games. And since it's such a new look, Silas and Cassio being aimed at Sandy Snake, I'll take mid could have gotten what he wanted, and he wanted the Syndra, got the Syndra, grabbed it before the second wave, wasn't really bothered too much. So kind of maybe a small, I don't know, could argue one way or the other, just because I just don't see Graves getting banned out. There's the Diana ban, and maybe one of those could have gotten through, or he could have just gotten what he wanted, because he could have picked either of those before the second wave. There's this Seraphine Hover, and the Camille. I've heard about this. I've heard that this is a potential spice pick in the bot lane.
He's not going to do it.
Veigar Hover is there.
Actually trying it again.
Loving it with the AD jungle. And I'll take mid can run the Zed. He's shown it before, and that seemed to be what they would do. Is they would grab the Zed with the Veigar. So
the Cassio ban. I think he's preparing for it. The Cassio ban. Yeah, I think he's going to pick it again.
Yep. Victor Hover from Calbert. So this is going to be a more traditional. Okay, just what? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so we're in the top lane for Autopsy. It's going to be Scion support with the Senna. And then, all right, Sandy, what you got?
I don't know why we didn't pick the Urgot again.
Autopsy was great. Autopsy was fantastic on the Urgot. It's his best champion by a long shot. Yes, please.
I love it.
Absolutely. That is. I'm loving that.
The thing about. I've played against Sandy for seasons and seasons and seasons, and the problem with that gosh darn champion is that when you think about Sandy champs that you need to ban, there's like 10 that go ahead of him, and yet Rumble like weirdly sneaks in as the champ that he never necessarily wants to play, but it's probably actually one of his best champions. I have never had fun in game against this, and the Nico goes down. Oh my god, this was a crazy thing. So we made a ruling today. Nico did get a light rework. We ultimately made a ruling that Nico was relatively light. We made a ruling that for this game, especially because DNT allowed it, that Nico was going to be allowed for today. It was definitely it was a ruling a lot of people disagreed with. TJ sent me a message saying that is F word, bad word, aka that was really stupid. Classic TJ thing that he would say. Like 10 other people messaged me, said that no, you should keep it banned. Pretty much everyone disagreed on this one, but at the end of the day, we had to make a ruling. And because DNT allowed it, we're going to let it through tonight, and then we're going to, as a league, like talk about it and say if the champion should have been allowed. But yeah, now officially everyone has seen it. The Nico is live. You can become a minion. You can become an Alawi tentacle. Anything with a health bar, you can now become. And we're about to see it on stream for the first time, so I'm pretty excited.
I agree with TJ. He's like, that's just obscene. Like this is just gonna be shenanigans. Cool. All right, I'm here for this, y'all. Bet your internet points. Will a chameleon that can literally turn into anything in League of Legends win, or will DNT's comp with the Rumble? My heart. Pull it out and get us into a game 4. You can bet your internet points. If you have opinions about this, jump into LOL1 and let us know, and we will pull you up. We got a little less than 3 minutes to kill, and away we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. That is an absolutely insane pickup. So, oh boy. Oh, we got an analyst desk. So y'all, what do you? So bets on what inanimate object I'll take mid will turn into first in this game 3.
Gromp.
You Gromp? You think Gromp? Okay, you got a Gromp. Bully, what about you? Which object
Dude.
will Nico turn into first?
Wait, an inanimate object? I mean,
it can be any object. I'm just saying like non-champion object.
if he could turn into one of the bot laners from last game, that would be kind of cool.
That,
That's
true.
kind of nice.
Well, she can't turn into a corpse, so like that's not
Oh.
really fair, you know.
Well, I mean,
No,
you said
all
objects.
right, y'all. All joking aside. So yeah, what do y'all think about this? You know, how do you feel about the adaptation? DNT, you know, really getting blasted that game too.
I don't know.
How are they looking for game 3?
The law describes there shall be 4 games.
Yeah, they
Because
have to.
they have to have a troll draft, but don't worry, they're trying it. They're doing it for realsies. They're
No,
playing
they
mid
did
laner that they're not going to be able to play again throughout the rest of playoffs. They're
I like
playing
this comp.
a
I
bot laner that sucks.
I mean,
Jesus.
I don't know. Veigar, like, didn't he get like 1,000 AP like in
Look,
that
yeah,
game?
look,
On Monday or
look,
something like that.
Veigar-
Like,
Veigar-
Graves is an AD to cover up the.
I'm gonna keep it.
It was the least
I'm gonna
trouble.
keep it as stackiest stack of all time. They
Yeah.
lost to the pickled packages when they played that.
It's true.
Sorry.
It's true.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother.
J-Bob, you've been silent. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely not trying to win this game.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
DNT.
would you care to elaborate or not?
It's mostly because the law does state you have to play at least 4 games, so that's
Okay.
probably the primary reason.
So
Nah,
literally,
he's-
the game is just going to explode if there's a risk of them not winning. The game will just explode, and we will just go to a 4th game.
It's like almost 80% of best of 5s in TCL history have gone 3-1. It's like it has to be 3-1 every single time.
Yeah, I've never 3-0'd anyone before in playoffs.
Yeah,
Not
I've-
one
yeah.
time. Not
Nope.
in semis. Not in the ARAM tournament, which never finished. Spoilers. As far as I'm concerned, you guys are just running
Stop.
from us.
Nope, nobody here has that kind of stamina. It just doesn't exist.
That's true. I mean, yeah, Abrams, man, they're rough. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go down the line because we got a busy pile, and we are out of spectator delay. Bully, who's taking this game 3?
Dog pound.
All right, J Bob. Bully
I already
says the
called it,
sweep.
yep.
Do you agree? All right, DNT because of the law of conservation of greatness. Tail whoop. What you got?
TJ sucks. He's not winning this game.
Okay. TJ heard that, and we shall see. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And if you agree, disagree, or just have an opinion, we got a watch party rolling in the Discord as well. So feel free to join us and hang out. Thank you so much. Probably one of the busiest spectator delays that we've had. A little bit of spice. You'll love to see it. Tail Whoop says Gromp on the Nico. I don't know. Can she turn into a ward?
Yes, yeah. Literally, if it has a health
All
bar.
right, here's what I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call control ward bait gank. I'm calling it. They're gonna clear a ward, and then 30 seconds later, it's gonna be a control ward bait gank from
Is there-
I'll Take Mid.
Is there a chance?
Off of a TJ baby cage? Calling it right now.
Is there a chance that I'll Take Mid has even played the new Nico before tonight's series?
Absolutely not. 1 minute. Producer, confirming.
Yep.
Great. All right, we are cruising. Something we were kind of teasing and joking about like the Veigar with the Nico and the Graves and all the general shenanigans from Dog Pound. But on the side of definitely not trying, like it is understated that number 1 5 point, calling it out, top to bottom for the Nocturne, and it looks like it's going to be top to bottom for both. So I think we're going to see some serious fireworks in the bot lane, mega scaling, and definitely some snowball potential. For definitely not trying. We got the Senna scales pretty darn well. Scion scales.
Oh, he's a minion.
Pretty darn well.
He's a minion.
Wait.
Wait. The spectate
What?
can't see it either.
What the absolute? I don't even. Just
Okay.
This is gonna be a nightmare. I'm just all right, y'all. Put your bifocals on. We are gonna have some ridiculous. The good news, and here's what I'll say with Sandy Snake is Rumble doesn't have to care what Nico is. He just has to press Q and point in a direction. So big fan of that. Yeah, I agree. The autopsy orange grab is a little bit of a downgrade across the board. On the other hand, like TJ grabbing Veigar loses a lot of that early game power that made him and Rudy strong. So I'm curious to see if Rudy's going to be able to holster himself and allow for that. But yeah, I think they're kind of giving. It's almost like a little bit of they're giving the handshake away, and TJ's getting beat up right now, going low, getting stunned, Rudy being pushed out, and Rudy just not being able to do what he normally wants to do. And Calbert's going to be able to farm up a lot of souls in this.
Yeah, he sure is. And again, this bot lane, like, it is going to be the thing that either wins or loses this game. It just has to be. Like, we've watched 2 games where, unfortunately, TJ has gotten so incredibly freaking fed all the time. By the way, we've got a gank mid. Swordmaster early says, I do not want to go down without a fight. And the flash is going to go over from I'll take mid across the field.
Yep. I mean, pre-6 gank, appreciate the concept. Flashes in, tries to get the fear. But yeah, Nico able to get out of there, no problem. 3 minutes in. Microscope Rick, by the way, I know we're looking at the bot lane, but looking at the top lane as well, there's a mega health disparity. You know, Orange is kind of beating him up and potentially pushing him under
Look at
turret.
this minion!
Under turret. Oh my god, the minion. Just saw
Look at the minion!
the spam. Let's
Look at the
go.
minion!
Let's go with the spam. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see Bunny Remus coming in for the late push. Graves is going to get the burn down onto IRF. IRF is ignited. IRF is low. IRF is definitely going to go down. The question is, will Calbert go down with him? Flash going down. Swordmaster is there for the counter gank. Going to try to knock out Rudy. Rudy going down before he can go in. Bunny Remake counter flash. Swordmaster going to try and knock him out. He is chasing him down. Does have the trail. He is burning. He is dead. That's a double kill. That's exactly what DNT needs onto their Nocturne as they move this around. So I believe that was a 2-for-1 in favor of...
2 for 2. Nocturne got 2 kills.
But
yeah.
both kills onto the Nocturne, so that's where Swordmaster wants to be, and he is not done yet. Does have the double kill, gets the spell shield down onto TJ. TJ is running away, gonna try to avoid disrupting the lane state. He's just gonna walk away, back in, grab the skull to control, and be on his way. But yeah,
by the way, what else could we ask for at the potential ultimate game of this series? Both junglers with 2 kills. This is literally Sword versus Bunny, the game, and we're getting it here in the semifinal.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to the first level 6 gank, as we see Bunny doing... We were saying before, I believe, that on the cast on Monday, they were talking about how Bunny is a little bit more of, you know, he plays the map rather than the lane, and Sword likes to play the lane, not the map. Bunny has decided, I think it's a Jordan meme where he heard that, and he took it personally, because he is absolutely playing the lane right now and just trying to get his laners rolling. Even in the Shyvana, he was trying to look for plays and opportunities to do that. So really love seeing him adapt his playstyle, and Swordmaster, yeah, it's really going to come down to this level 6 gank, because if he goes into the jungle against a Graves, he's going to get his butt kicked. He's going to have to really look for that imbalanced lane matchup, and you know, I would love to see that paired with a Rumble ult, you know, a Rumble level 6 with the Paranoia, maybe a counter gank, we'll have to see. But Calbert and IRF are just pushing through. Rudy, however, once again, loves to fight. Calbert getting low, Rudy trying to push them out, and yeah, I mean, we're just seeing a little bit of back and forth, but this is the underpowered Veigar, so they're kind of evenly matched this early. I shudder to think what's going to happen once TJ gets some stacks on him.
Well, that's the problem, is that like Varus is one of the stronger early game AD carries. Like, he has such an incredible lane presence. So Rudy just is used to this thing, like, oh, okay, I go in and we win fight. It's that simple. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but when you have a Veigar on your team, the plan changes, brother, and we just saw exactly what that looks like when he doesn't make that adaptation.
Oh, that's interesting, because you and I saw 2 very different things. What I saw was, in spite of Veigar being incredibly underpowered early, Calbert and IRF kind of had to run away. They took a lot of unnecessary damage.
Well, so the important thing to remember about the Senna lane, though, is she has so much sustain with her Q between her and her lane partner.
That's fair.
As long as she doesn't get one shot, it's actually almost always a trade won by the Senna. By the way, Nico, look at this range minion.
Oh, there goes the dragon.
I'm sorry, but this is so much better, given that we can't see like who that is.
I'm just gonna put my camera on Nico. I've just locked my spectator camera on Nico, and I'm just gonna have her follow around while I watch this. Buddy Remix starting up the dragon. Rudy is gonna be able to sustain back up, and yeah, good call up there. Oh, please give me the control ward. Show me the control ward. Turn it into a control ward. I believe in you. Come on.
Do it. He doesn't want to. Oh, come on. Come on.
Good for the people. Please.
Is he gonna do it? I think so.
I want that. I want the dot brush control word gank. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I would love that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll take mid. You know, rooting down, trying to get the poke down onto Sandy. Sandy level 7 does have the ulti.
Oh, top lane.
Yeah, but in the top lane, solo kill. Autopsy on a Mike server. It doesn't need to be on Urgot in order to do this. Sorry, I've literally had my thing locked onto Nico. I completely
No, I was honestly, I don't even know if the stream saw that or not. I feel so. They saw it. Yeah, I'm
Good
sorry.
job.
I'm
Good job,
sorry,
Mr.
everyone.
Producer. We were so distracted by Nico just turning into a ward and walking into the river that that's all we can tunnel on right now.
This is awesome. In competitive integrity, I don't know. This is a perfect time to blame Droid. Droid was the one who was like, "Yeah, we've never done it for a rework." Turns out that was wrong. Yeah, but you know what? Again, DNT did say they allowed it. They were very clear about that. So we've got a real effective game right now. But yeah, I am enjoying watching this range minion walk around. Honestly, I'm just pissed we haven't seen a cannon minion yet.
Yeah, no, it's true. All right, Bunny grabbing the red buff. 8 minutes in, just quick gold check. About 1,000 gold advantage for DNT. So this is where they want to be. Bunny looking over the wall, sees the ward clear from Swordmaster. Swordmaster actually feels like one of the first times getting a little bit of a prio onto that Herald. We may see our first 3v3, but it's a rumble. Oh, there's the ward. We may potentially see our first 3v3. Autopsy is in position, and all three of those ultimates can be seriously devastating on the side of DNT.
Gotta fight bot lane, by the way. Yep, Rudy is in on this. The Nocturne on top lane, though, we got everything across the lane. Nocturne with the steal, it's what he's known for. Swordmaster doing it every time the Pop Blossom does come up from I'll Take Mid, but now I'll Take Mid is the one running away, getting chased by a microscopic Rick. This is chaos. He's gonna go down. Bunny on the other side. This is huge for DNT. This is a complete turnaround. We've got life in this team. Thank God we didn't want to go home after 3, but in the bot lane, IREP going down. Rudy needs one more auto attack. He's gonna be able to find it. And at least there is something that goes back to TDP. Calvert doesn't think the fight's over, but you're Cal, come on! You gotta get out of there.
No flashes.
TJ,
he's hoping for an error. Oh, he was hoping that he would make a pathing error, but not quite able to do it. That's what happens sometimes with Vagar. So we had action across the map. Breaking out, that's the those layered ults devastating. I think Swordmaster definitely went in using the paranoia, grabbing, able to get the steal. Great grab from him, and yeah, DNT is looking to accelerate this game state, but they still have the late game insurance policy, right? They have the Ornn items, they have the Senna stacking, they have Scion. He's got the health stacking. He can still do stuff, and Rumble's always going to be useful to a degree, right? That old even late in, the Rumble burst may not be able to pop people as quickly as itemization starts to hit, but Rumble ulti, when he starts getting his items, get after it, and it looks like they're looking to accelerate this bot lane out. They do not want CJ and Rudy to just be able to sit there and farm. 10 minutes in, Herald is going to crash, and I'll Take Mid coming into getting a couple of plates, and that bot lane is very, very dangerously low. It's very clear what Swordmaster is trying to do. He wants to accelerate this bot lane, get the flip, get Autopsy cruising, and just crack this game open and build the momentum for a reverse sweep.
I am not taking sides, because certainly we can all say that TDP rather is completely deserving of this win. They've been playing so well. But I am happy to see we have a series. There's life in this DNT team. They played that fight so well. The Pop Blossom from I'll Take Mid ultimately did nothing, and it actually was just, it wasn't very helpful for the whole thing. And then Sword doing what he does best, finding that amazing turnaround and getting the Herald out of it. So I gotta say, we've got a series, and at least we've got a game 3. They're not going to go out with a whimper.
Yeah, and first item starting to go down. Paranoia hits. Paranoia into the bot lane. Yes, Swordmaster knows what he wants to do. He wants to prevent this Vagar from getting out of control. Vagar is going to go down. A lot of souls popping. Calbert's cruising. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Microscopic Rick is getting low. Forces the flash out. Meanwhile, in the bot, in the mid side, Bunny Remix getting ulted on by Sandy Snake. I'll Take Mid getting low, going into turret. He's going to go down, gets the trade killed. Nicely done by Sandy Snake. Able to get the 1-for-1, but across the board, 2-for-1 in favor of DNT. Definitely not trying to work their way into a game 4. Microscopic Rick is just getting abused in that top lane. And Swordmaster, this is what we've been waiting for from him. Aggressive playmaking, applying pressure, honestly, acting his rank, moving out, takes a ton of hit, gets out of there, and honestly, it's about time.
Now, honestly, so what you just said was probably the best assessment I could have come up with. He's acting his rank. You've got a Masters player who absolutely did not show up in game 1 and 2, and now he is showing up and he is leading his team forward. And I love to see it. And again, whoever wins, wins, but I'm happy. This is a semifinal. These are two really good. This is 2 seed versus 3 seed. These are good teams. And every season, it feels like the TCL teams get better and better and better. And this is a good team, and I just want to see them prove it. And right now, they're finally showing it.
Yeah, they really are. So more Mythics being dropped down. Autopsy, man, he is good. It's nice to have him back in the league.
Yeah.
As we see Dragon going down for the Dog Pound. You know, despite being down, slowly amassing themselves a Dragon Phalange and working their way towards a Hextech Drake, Hextech Soul. So they've got win cons. They can absolutely still sneak this one out. But momentum is squarely on the side of definitely not trying, as Divine Sunderer goes down for Swordmaster, getting himself a little bit more of that AoE damage, being able to roll into the middle of a team and slow down the mobility. A lot of mobility, you know, between the Nico and the Graves. So love the Divine Sunderer grab that, plus a well-placed Equalizer, plus, you know, there's just a lot of options on the table for definitely not trying. And yeah, I mean, we saw this last season when IREP gets his Scion and it's in a Senna lane, he knows exactly what to do with it. And Calbert looks, you know, he's looking a lot. Let me say, he's looking a lot more comfortable on the Senna than IREP was in game 1. So I'm glad they made that swap. All right, I'm going to keep rolling because we're going to see a hardcore tower dive. Speaking of comfort, he's going to dive in, try to push. They are really just investing as many resources as they possibly can to get this turret down. Abarn, if we lost you, let me know. And I will
sorry, I
pocket
was
as much
muted.
as I possibly can. But Rudy goes in, tries to stun IREP under turret, gets the first down. IREP's going low. IREP says, see ya later. I made a bit of a whoopsie, but I'm going to try to take someone down with me. Ornhorn goes down, gets the counter bonk. Actually, he misses it. Oh, that's also a whoopsie. No minion turrets, so they're going to have to regroup as, nothing doing. Nico is bot, and one quick kill onto IREP, overextending, and no punish. I believe that was a really critical stun, preventing Autopsy from knocking the horn out. But the siege continues. Equalizer goes down along the back, stopping the escape routes. This turret is finally going to go down. Please, there it goes. And so for all of the resources invested, we finally have that turret going down. And on the other side of the map, Tiny Rick and Bunny Remix trying to return fire. 6,000 gold, or excuse me, 3,000 gold down, trying to get back into this, and the snowball is rolling the other way 50 minutes in.
I gotta say, there's a lot of mistakes being made by D&T, but holy cannoli, the cojones for that Scion ult to go in. He's looking to die because, notice the tech, he actually has the Prowler's Claw. He is full lethality AD Assassin Scion, and he wants to go die under tower and get a couple kills. So, okay, yeah, sorry, we have the flash forward top lane. Microscopic Rick does ult out, Swordmaster flash forward, gets the smite, Sandy Snake in with the Flame Spitter, is going to be able to do enough damage. There's nothing for Tiny Rick to get out, and that's going to be it. But yeah, this energy from DNT, I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm bored out of my mind. Anyway, a couple cool itemization things. Yeah, Prowler's Claw is wild. This is an IREP special where I can just hear the explanation. Yeah, so I just figure out who I want to kill, and then I just kill them. And then, but even if I die, I just kill them. And he got close with the with trying to go after Rudy. You know, the big question is going to be, what is his target selection going to look like moving into things. Next, Drake looks like it's going to be up in a little less than 2 minutes, so 1 minute 33 seconds. I'm going to expect Dog Pound's win condition to be kind of focusing on that. But Autopsy is just, you know, rolling down top lane, has a massive gold lead. Can I get a quick gold check? Youch, 3,000 gold ahead, a little bit less than 3,000 gold ahead in the top lane. Looking across the map, that is the biggest deficit, is Autopsy and Microsoft Rick. So we've been focusing so much on, oh my god, Swordmaster got 3 kills, oh my god, Sandy Snake got 3 kills, and Autopsy is just winning his lane straight up. No help, no problem. He's on Ornn, just beating up Microscopic Rick's Malphite, who just hasn't really been able to make an impact quite yet.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the Malphite, and I understand the goal is to go and jump on the Senna, but like, when you look at crafting a team comp, you've got a Rumble, you've got a Nocturne, you've got a Scion. Like, I don't really understand where the Malphite sits. And like, at the end of the day, I mean, be a little silly, but like Calbert and IREP, they have no problem sitting out of the fight for the vast majority of the fight. if you're the Senna, you just sit in the back line. And the moment like Malphite walks through everyone to hard commit only onto you, you actually might have potentially won that fight. So I think the draft here is just so good. Finally from DNT. And again, if they're gonna win a game, it's gonna be this one. It obviously, yeah, it sounds silly to say that because it's game 3 and they haven't won one. But the draft just wasn't there, and it actually feels like they have a plan.
Well, sometimes you just gotta feel like you're 0-2 down to start playing. So no, I'm
Well,
joking.
so actually, I was going to comment on that though,
Yeah.
because when you have nothing to lose, you start playing different.
They probably loosened up, you know, like there's when the expectations are there. Speaking of expectations, Rudy, unmatched expectations over the line. Counter engage coming in from Swordmaster, long range counter engage, but he's in the middle of multiple people. He's gonna have to get out of there. Autopsy and IREP are there, not gonna save Swordmaster. Calvert is there as well. Teleport going down. Rift Herald is helping along. Stun from Autopsy, great buffer. I don't know if it's gonna be enough for him. Mid outer goes down as well. IREP out of mana, decently high health. Tanky Boy and Autopsy. Microscopic Rick late. Unstoppable Force knocking him up. Good chain CC, and they're just going to wear him down. He's doing his best, but you have been baby-proof. See you later, Autopsy. A couple more hits. Please die. There he goes. IREP's going in. Might be a little bit late for that, buddy. Oh, he's already dead. And Calbert is the last to fall. And just as we're praising DNT, they throw a lot of that away. Sandy Snake's going to try to go for a cleanup, but the gold lead just decimated. Down to a little bit less than 1,000. Sandy's going to get
Sandy.
a late hit back. Good job, Sandy. See if he can clean this one up. The shining star here is Sandy Snake. He's very far ahead. He does have the belt. He's got his sword shoes. He's going to be roll in, and he's going to absolutely be able to bully Bunny off of this dragon and make sure that him and Sword can grab it. So a little bit of an overextension, but it looks like DNT able to right the ship at 19 minutes, grabbing that dragon, preventing Soul Point, and making sure that they are looking well and good into a game 4.
Sandy may have just saved the game. I'm going to say it. And right there, that's like when we meme about live by the sword, die by the sword. Sandy got caught on a vision play. He was dead by the time that Sword ulted into the middle of 3 people by himself. Cyan was still bot lane. He had to ult up, and Cyan actually full distance ulted, and his ult ended because he was so far away before he got there. And unfortunately, that's the thing, is like Sword, he's just a person who he wants to go, and when he wants to go, he's going. And you either got to be there or not. So yeah, unfortunately, when that happened and when Sword went in, the rest of the 3 people needed to walk away and say, yeah, the fight's over. We lost it. We lost 2 people. That's okay. Live to fight another day. Unfortunately, they didn't. All 5 of them died. The fact that Sandy came back, found a cleanup kill, and then pushed the, had the game sense to know that the rest of the team was on Dragon and pushed them off. I think if they can come back, which obviously comeback's hard to say, but like it is going to be because Sandy just saved them.
Yeah, Rudy trying to set up a long-range kill for Autopsy. Gets a great solar flare down. Buffers out of the unstoppable. Bunny is there. The rest of the team is there. Ornhorn trying to set up the counter engage. Sentinel goes down as well. Swordmaster trying to slam through Bunny Remix. Bunny Remix kiting back, gets away, somehow survives. He's going to get another kill, and the rest of Dogtown is trying to clean this one up, and clean it up they will. That is going to be 2 kills. Bunny Remix somehow surviving, and that is the 3rd kill going down. So a 3-0 as All Take Mid takes the bottom outer turret, and another, I don't know what to call it. They attempted, like you said, another. I'm gonna call it a sunk cost fallacy on the side of definitely not trying. Where
it happened again.
Autopsy was 100% caught, probably dead, doing his best, and instead of applying pressure to the other side of the map, his team hyper committed, and they just weren't able to do it. Big ups to Bunny. Holy crap, he played that fight well.
He played that incredibly well. We saw the exact same play happen once again. Well, we got to catch on to I'll take mid. This is going to be really important for the game state right here.
Big time.
He does find it. The Ignite's down. Shield will come through. If TJ's able to flash over this wall, he does find a kill. Senna, with the last embrace, able to keep TJ off. Yeah, TJ won't be able to find this. Yeah, it is huge.
And it's on the Rumble. And I wanted to build on something you were saying before, where live by the sword, die by the sword. They need to live by the snake, die by the snake, because Sandy Snake is going to carry these fights. And I did want to call out that is the value of the Malphite. Until Rumble, he does have the stopwatch, which is good, but until Rumble has a little bit more general tankiness and survivability, I mean, the Rocket Belt helps a little bit because of a little bit of health, but until he gets, I see the arm guard, so like until he gets like the Zonias where he can kind of consistently get where he wants to go, layer his damage and buy time. A quick Malphite ult into a baby cage into the Graves Vagar burst is going to take most of their damage off the table. So if Sandy is able to kind of survive and set up the fight where he equalizes in and kind of joins the fight on his own terms, that's huge. If Dog Pound, which Malphite is incredibly good at, and Leona is also incredibly good at, can force the fight on their terms and put Sandy Snake into a point where he has to like try to kite back. Rumble's not great at that. He's a terrible kiter. He likes to fight forward. So that's what I'm going to be watching for in these fights. Is how do they work through the Rumble? How does Deviant try and work through the Rumble? And will Dog Pound allow them? Oh, the minion! The sneaky deaky minion! Oh, man! There he goes. I'll take Bitch showing off the Nico camouflage and is able to knock out IREP. But here comes Swordmaster Ornhorn dropping. Oh, no! The stun prevents the counter bonk, so that is going to be a 1-for-1. I'll take mid in for IREP. I'll take that trade any day of the week.
Danny!
Mistake, trying to come in for the back. That's not what you're going to be looking for. He goes down as well, not able to get a second kill. And now, Dog Pound knocking on the door. Inhibitor turret, half health. They're sieging down. Calbert's half health. One Graves burst could be the difference. One Vagar burst could be the difference. 4 on 3. Everybody's low. TJ's hungry. TJ's unstoppable. Rick is low. Rick is down. Nocturne follows. Just Autopsy left alive. And IREP is here. And TJ is starting to activate 256 additional AP. And he is just blasting people. 6, 1, and 7 on this Vagar. Roa plus Zonias plus needlessly large rod. Welcome to the game, Vagar. Enjoy your stay. Definitely Not Trying is not going to be having a good time.
Yeah, God, they had this game in the bag, and they've just been making bad decisions ever since then. Again, the TDP team has been making good decisions, so I don't want to sit here and say it's one team's fault. It's just...
Oh, sorry. we got
Wait.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
I, honestly, when you said that, I was like, what are you even talking about?
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Get away. This is not what you want. This is the thing that I'm scared of, is like, dropping you. He's trying to go after TJ. TJ's just going to be able to blow him up. As we see another fight across the board, and Dog Pound have just starting to run over these fights. Nico goes down, Swordmaster counter engage. However, this is going to be, actually, this might be what Swordmaster's looking for. No, it's not what he was looking for, and what he got were two completely different things. What he got was Vagar burst to the face. What he wanted was as many auto attacks as he could muster, and what looked like the beginning of a reverse sweep is now the self-fulfilling prophecy of the Dog Pound going for the sweep. 5,000 gold advantage, 3 dragons, soul point, Barons up. Wow.
Why are we going B here? Sounds like they might be wanting to play with their food. I do want to point out right now, the biggest issue I have is that this bot lane from DNT, if they would build correctly, we actually have a real game here. I played on a team with IREP right here. Rook Stout says, did DNT consent to play with Inting Simon? I will say, and I love IREP, the guy's the man. But he will go into a game and do a build and decide, I am building this, not tell his team. And by the time you look, and I don't think we're going to see a Malphite die here, but we'll see.
Slamming against the rock enough times. Oh no, Sandy, this is the downside of the Rumble, is that if he gets into a situation where someone engages onto him, he is just going to explode. Bunny, super duper tanky. They just do not have the damage once the snake goes down. That's 3-for-0, and these are the fights exactly that Dog Pound wants. And yeah, once Rumble dies, the fight's over. And clearly DNT did not get the memo.
No, they did not. And I'm looking at the Prowler's Claw and the full lethality, and I'm looking at the Rapid Fire Cannon first Senna. Chat, tell me if I'm missing something in the current meta, but that seems absolutely terrible. And unfortunately, in some of these fights where he had to do damage, he just wasn't able to. But yeah, let's look at TDP right here. We've got Bunny Remix showing up 10-2. We've got TJ with 3 of the most incredible games we've ever seen him play ever. this is a really, really strong finals contending team. And I'm not saying the series is over, but if it is, which it's looking like it is, the fight has started, and we do have the lethality sign coming from the bottom side. The dinner bells have rung. Rudy in the front line. Calvin trying to do as much damage as he can. IREP is going to go down. Sword is in. Can Sword save it? Watch the Nocturne. It is all on his back, and he's not going to be able to find it right here. IREP doing damage. Autopsy doing his best. He is 1 versus 4. One man versus the world, watching the world collapse around him, but he's not going to be able to find anything, and he's going to go down for one baleful strike right by the end from TJ, and it is sure looking like we've got our first finals team.
Yeah, that's going to be a clean ace, or sorry, not a clean ace, we'll call it the dirty ace. Nico did not give me the control ward that I was hoping for, but I'll take a regular ward. Well played by the Dog Pound. They are on an absolute tear. Unfortunately, DNT just not really able to recover from the deficit from game 1 and 2.
Wait.
They're gonna try to keep this one alive. Okay, they are gonna keep this one. Oh well, minions.
No, this is safe. All right.
They held. They held.
We're still watching League.
They held. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm triggered because I'm looking at the control ward and I'm like, is that a Nico?
Nah. I do think it's hilarious that her clones also are wards, so it's like 2 wards running around and then a 3rd ward, and just like the animations are so derpy. It reminds me of those like old Super Nintendo RPGs where like someone just decided not to program like an inanimate object needs to move, but they decided not to program anything.
Sorry to interrupt you. We've got a Nico.
Anyway, that's a Baron with bounty.
We have a Nico backdoor too.
Nico going for the back door. I don't know if they're going to see it. She's trying to sneak in as Graves. Let's see what's going to be happening, and she's going to try to end this one right now. 2v1, Sandy Snake is there. Vagar is there as well. Massive AP into those auto attacks. You need to kill this TJ. Does he have the zonies up? He does.
He's got
and
it.
he able to end it with 1 auto attack. That is the power of the Vagar, and just like that, TJ slams the door on a Dog Pound victory. Wow, what a ride.
God, what a finish. What a finish. Great job by TJ finding that I think he TP'd at the end, right? Because his TP was down on cooldown.
Yeah.
Goes in, realizes that the Nico is going to need the help, and they find the back door as the Baron was going down that could have potentially brought DNT back into that game. Bunny Remix, let's look at this damage graph. 43,000 damage. We have not seen a performance from him like that for this entire season. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. I gotta call this out. So 30 can I see gold graph over time? Can you show gold graph over time? Yeah, for game 3, because this one's gonna sting. Okay, well I will
go to one of their profiles. Go to one
I
of
will
their
tell you what
profiles.
it says. 33. They had a 3,300 gold lead at about 14 minutes, and then at about 19 minutes, that massive fight in the mid lane absolutely flipped it. So it was about 3,500 gold swing in that mid lane fight that just completely flipped it in favor of Dog Pound. So
yeah, that was the problem. And again, Sword played that early game. I mean, he really lived up to what we expect from Sword, right? That early game was really fantastic. He had full control. Sword's a good teammate, right? He's going to go in the moment you get jumped on. He's going with you. The problem was you had to let your teammate die, and it happened twice in a row. It happened there. Then the game was even. All right, fine, even. Then it happened topside. The same thing happened. They weren't able to find the fight, and they kind of had a really good anti-Nocturne comp. So I got to give it to TDP. Both of those teams had things that like their comps could outplay each other. I was really happy with the draft overall. At the end of the day, TDP executed better, and that's all there is to say about this entire series.
yeah, and as much as I would love to give All Take Mid the MVP just for that ward gank, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I got to look at Bunny Remix. I actually went back through all 3 games. He had really great pressure across all 3 games, really great jungle corner. Most importantly, he out jungled a Masters jungler. Like straight up, he had better pressure across the board, and in games 2 and 3, he had his 2 best champions taken away, and that's kind of been the narrative is, oh well, let's see how he does on other champions. turns out pretty darn well. He had 43,000 damage on Graves, played incredibly well, great aggression on Shyvana, was just absolutely just controlled all objectives. So my MVP, I mean, yeah, TJ did what he does. Good job, bud. I mean, we can give that to you, but TJ did what he always does, and I just think that when faced with what on paper should be a tough matchup, Bunny did a great job.
To be fair, I don't think TJ has shit on the opposing bot lane that hard for this entire season. He was like 13-1. The first game he was like 10-1. Like I know we like giving it to the underdog.
He also didn't die at inopportune places, which he had been doing.
Yes.
Season,
I feel like I feel like I don't know. My vote's TJ. Production. I think you're.
Why don't we just? They're brothers. Why don't we just give them both MVP and just call it a day?
Do you really want that? Do you want? Oh, you do? Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know if you
rock,
want.
Paper, scissors for it.
All right, rock paper scissors.
So 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay. 1,
rock
2,
paper scissors shoot.
It's not.
Well, same thing.
Okay.
All right, fine.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay.
All right, you win.
It's funny.
We get funny.
Hello, Mr. Bunny Remix. Congratulations. By a scissors beats paper, you are our MVP over your brother. You had an incredible Graves game. You were just dominant across the board, and quite frankly, you out-jungled a Masters jungler. How's it feel to be in the final?
Can I just say something before we jump into this interview?
Go get it.
You said me, and I was watching the stream, and I see Abarn just die inside. He does not want to give it to me.
I mean, I gotta say,
don't assume that I like you, that I like TJ any more than you.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm looking at gameplay objectivity.
I mean, I gotta go by relative. TJ did what he does, and you you continue like from the beginning from draft to now, you continue to exceed everybody's expectations for you, and I'm here for it, man. I love it.
I mean, I would say that TJ had 3 good games and I had 2. The Lilia game, I didn't have to do anything. They just destroyed bot, and I was just farming the whole time. Game 2 though, I saw the Maokai pick, and I wasn't sure if it was going to go support or jungle. So we waited, and when we saw that it was going jungle, it was just like an easy Shyvana pick. Maokai cannot do anything there. Shyvana just kills him, so I was just trying to perma invade and fight whenever I could. Then when we get to the game 3 draft, they're calling for the Veigar bot because we played it last series, and I kind of threw that game away, but it did really well. So they called for Veigar bot. I take Graves, and I just get to be the ADC this game, and that lets me do a lot of damage. I stole both kills from TJ early, so I could bring the 80 damage.
Andrew, you weren't a believer. This is my interview. Sorry, I'm just joking. I just want to say, you can ask a question. I just wanted to make a note that I really liked the Graves adaptation, because I know that y'all tried Zed, and just giving I'll take mid the space to continue to play AP champions, and where you take on kind of the AD carry role. Like, I really like that adaptation in the comp.
Well, I mean, I'm a Kindred player, so they keep banning it. So I just figured I had to pick up Graves, so at least I have some range carry to play. I was hoping that Sword would try to do the thing they did with Fruge when they played early. I was hoping that he would pick Rammus and leave Kindred up, because I'm taking that matchup every time. I really want to play Kindred. But alas, I won't see it for the rest of the season.
What was the game plan? What was the game plan going into the entire series? What do you guys call out as like the key win condition? This is what we have to do. I've seen All Take Mid's team, so I assume there wasn't one from him, but maybe there was from you guys.
I'm gonna be honest. Rick was talking a lot about pick ban. I don't think the rest of us were that worried though, because the win con was just bot lane. I mean, I didn't see a world where we lose bot. So it just felt like sort of like a cruise series. We just let bot lane win, and if Eli can do something to Sandy, I know he plays really passive, then there's that. But it's mostly just try not to bleed too much out of top, because I know Autopsy is scary on the Urgot, and let bot get ahead and carry.
Actually,
In
I wanted to ask about that related. So, like, were you kind of like top side prio or bot side prio, where it's like you know you're going to win bot side, so just like leave them on an island and let them slaughter, or were you looking to kind of like snowball and attack dragon? Because I saw you kind of oscillate between the two, where sometimes you were just like, yeah, they're fine, I'll leave them alone, and you would grab the herald. On the other side, you would just kind of hang around and then just grab a free dragon off, and it seemed like you had a lot of flexibility with those choices. So I'm curious, kind of where your focus was in terms of like map side priority.
I don't prioritize the other side of the map. Um, I really like going top, but going top here is kind of awkward because Urgot can just turn and kill me. Um, in game 3, he could just walk away from me until like even late game when I had all these items, he could still just turn and walk away. um, but but it's sort of a little wasted going top just because the only person that really benefits too much is me because Rick's playing a tank. He's not gonna carry the game um through items. He could carry the game through good abilities
Yep.
and whatnot, but items isn't gonna carry the game on a tank.
So so you're on the bottom side of the bracket. You've just made it to the finals. The top side of the bracket, we have CAD versus RHR. That's happening next week on Monday. I believe the day after is going to be the winner of that versus GM, and then the winner of that faces off against you. So you're kind of in the position right now as the interviewee. You have to call the entire what's going to happen, including what happens in each series. So give it to us. You are the prophet. This is your chance. What's it going to be?
I mean, I'm not scared of you, Abarn. CAD is gonna win against RHR, and y'all are gonna beat CAD, and then we're gonna 3-1 you.
All right, that's
As is tradition.
it's a fair assessment.
I wanted to give one more shout out. Thank you so much for picking Shyvana. Watching you invade the Maokai was glorious. And Andrew was like, "Why isn't he applying pressure to this lane?" It's like, oh, because the Shyvana is kicking the crap out of him in his own jungle. So
Well,
thank you for making me look smart. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. I mean, that's just so unplayable for him. So
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, he doesn't really turn on until he gets like an item and maybe one or two successful ganks. So it was like it made it as soon as you locked in, I was like, yeah, awesome. So anyway,
He loved that.
enough.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of the Shyvana pick. I was thoroughly enjoying it. Anyway, enough about that. The floor is yours. You are the MVP. You are a finalist. Anything you would like to say to your adoring fans at home?
well, I know everybody loves me except for Abarn. All I really have to say is thank you guys for casting. And Abarn, when you guys are down 2-1 or 2-0, just leave Kindred up so I get one game. Come on, just one more.
Well, I'll be casting that, so I hope I'll be casting it, and I'm really looking forward to y'all. I mean, they gotta, we'll have to see. I'm hoping that Andrew, you guys, y'all gotta do your side of the bargain. You never know. You got Mr. Bloodbath and Beyond and his squad, so they could bring
Or
me
Talon and his squad.
or RHR. So there's a lot of shenanigans to be had in
No, I
TCL.
already
And I was
called what's gonna happen. I'm the Oracle.
Listen, I'm not stupid enough to start talking before we even win semis. I've thrown so many games in my life. I have thrown more games than most of you have played. So I'm not saying anything until I make it to the finals.
Oh, I'm thoroughly enjoying just poking the bear here on this one. So anyway, Mr. Bunny Remix, thank you so much for a great performance. Congratulations on the sweep. Congratulations on the finals. It's been a good week for you. Please go celebrate with your team, and thank you so much for the great play.
Yep. You all have a good night.
All righty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Andrew. Any final words on your end before we relieve you of your excruciating sitting position, and we can we can kind of move on with this.
I've been self-medicating.
Bit of a surprising, yeah, good example for the kids. Anyway, any final thoughts? Right, we got our first finalist. We've got an entire half of the bracket to roll through, and honestly, I would say a bit of a surprise.
Well, yes, it's a surprise. I have to give all of the credit to the Dog Pound. They have literally cut through this the entire roster from their bottom side like butter. I mean, like honestly, it could have been a 3-0 that first series, and they kind of had some fun with the draft and they lost a game. But yeah, they're scary. That's tough. This is a real TCL team, and that's kind of how I'll take mid's teams always are, right? He's a crazy player. They've got a ton of energy, and they win games by just outpacing you. Do they win in macro? No, not necessarily. But if they outpace everything, then it doesn't really matter. So this is going to be a very strong contender. Quick logistics. So next week, and we had to do this weird like bottom bracket, top bracket thing because Rook Stout Joa, by the way, who's in Twitch chat and the viewers on YouTube won't know that afterwards. He is in Scotland right now eating haggis and drowning in whiskey, as he said, for one of his buddies'
Chasing
bachelor
sheep
parties.
around, yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's
Knitting himself a new sweater. Yeah.
right. That's the third and fourth top things you can do in Scotland, literally. And so
golf.
he's there now.
Birthplace of golf,
fair,
right?
fair.
You'd be
fair,
playing
good point.
golf.
I would be.
You probably must be dying inside because you know he's not playing golf.
Yeah, Rook Stout is not a golf kind of guy, but if he was, that's what he would be doing. And anyway, so next week it looks like Monday, his team, that quarterfinals match on the top side of the bracket will be Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are trying to make sure that the winner of that can play against GM in the semifinals at either 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern the next day. So that's looking like that's how it's going to be. The week after will be finals. For all of you, tune in. It's going to be an awesome set of games. It'll be one after another real quick. I hope you all had fun tonight. Jaws and I had a ton of fun casting. Jaws is always, he's kind of the GOAT caster. And yeah, hope you had a great time, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Before we sign off, just want to give big shout out to Droid. Andrew, thank you so much for casting with me. I am Jaws. Also, big shout out to Bully, Tailwhip, and J Bob for absolutely crashing our Game 3 spectator delay and giving us y'all's hot, spicy takes. As always, it's a ton of fun. Thank you, and most importantly, thank you all so much for watching us, and we will see you on Monday. Have a good night.